Hi, guys. Me and Eddie are here because we just want to take a quick moment to kind of introduce the 25th episode of the show. It's kind of a big milestone for us, and we didn't really acknowledge it at all this episode because we forgot. Are you not going to say nothing?
Well, you guys might not give a shit that it's our 25th anniversary, but to us, it's been 5 long months
of grinding.
Not being fucking consistent.
Dude, we've gotten, except for the one time that we delayed an episode on purpose, we've released an episode every single Wednesday for 5 months. And today we were just kind of sitting back after recording. We just finished recording the 25th, and we're really proud of ourselves. And we just wanted to take a moment to thank all of you who have joined us along the way and all of you who have been supporting us from the beginning. This year is just going to be better and better for the Moonman podcast. So we hope you stick with us because we're going to bring you a lot of laughs this year. Hopefully.
If not, then go fuck yourself. I don't know.
Eddie's been way funnier lately, so hopefully that continues. And we just want to thank all of you guys for going in, and we want to thank you for our support. We really hope you enjoy this episode because it might be one of our best ones to date.
It's up there.
It's definitely up there.
It's up there.
I know we're hyping it up, but I really like this episode personally, so I hope you all do as well. So, enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're certainly glad to be here tonight.
Welcome to the Moonmen Podcast.
Don't be afraid. Little escapade of mine involving a couple of planets which shall be nameless.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
How do we start off the first time?
How did we start off the first time?
You all started out the same way. I'm like, how do we do that?
I think you said that I get to decide between story 1 and 2.
Okay, yeah.
And then I chose. I'm like, I'm feeling a little funky today, so I chose 2.
You just wanted to keep that part in there, huh?
Yeah, but I guess we'll go with 1.
Okay. So,
okay, and before you start, 3-minute timer.
Yeah. Let me just set the context here, okay? This is our second time starting the recording because the first one was just really bad due to some wind audio. That's what I'm blaming it on. And I'm gonna open up this story.
The wind audio you're still probably gonna hear in the background because they were recording right now. It's windy as fuck.
It's windy as hell.
So, if you hear background noise, Devin didn't do a good job of it out.
It should sound crystal clear. If you guys hear any noise, I fucked up. I got lazy. I was high. I don't know what it is. Eddie was messaging me. Kyle asked me to go. If something happened and it didn't get done in time, okay? I'm going to do my best, but I'm still not getting paid for this shit. So you guys are lucky to have it as good as it is. Anyways. So I started off with a story that I think I already told on the show. So I'm going to tell another story, which is story 1. Because I gave you 2 options.
Yeah.
You chose number 2.
And is it has to be 3 minutes long?
This one's really quick.
Oh, okay.
I don't even need to time it.
It's a quickie?
It's super, super quick.
Okay.
So, have you ever been rejected?
Yes.
At a drive-thru? Yes. Yeah. That's too fast. You're always ready for that question.
Have you ever at a drive-thru?
Yeah. Or like, have you ever gone to the store and you ordered food?
And they told you no?
No. Like, your card got declined or you didn't have enough money like when you went to check out?
Oh, yeah. It's happened to me.
It's embarrassing, right?
Yeah, it's really... especially at the place you work at.
Yeah. Wait, you got rejected at the place you work at?
Yeah. I panicked so much that I had to use my credit card. I was like, yeah.
I've done that where you're like, fuck it, just throw it on the card. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying out a card. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
So one day back when I was living with my ex, when we were living together at our house, she asked me to pick up food on my way home from work. You already know where this is going.
Yeah.
So I was like, what do you want? I'll stop and get some food on the way. And she's like, can you bring us some Carl's Jr.? I was like, yeah, sick. I'll stop at Carl's Jr. So I'm driving home, tired as hell, just got off of a long day of work. And this was back when I was working with Child Protection Services.
Oh, I was gonna say at the warehouse.
No, the Department of Children's Safety, the DCS. I was working with the DCS. And so I was tired as hell. It was one of the few days I got off early. So I was like, you know what? Let me get food on my way home. So I stopped at Carl's Jr. And I went to the drive-thru and I ordered a bunch of food because she was starving. She was a little fat ass. And so she got...
Whoa, that's offensive.
Okay, she wasn't a fat ass. But she was starving that day, so I ordered like a bunch of food, right? I get to the window... it's $32.69.
God damn! At Carl's Jr.
At Carl's Jr.
At Carl's Jr.
Yeah, like, that's fucking ridiculous. But Carl's Jr. is low key underrated.
It is.
It's really fucking good.
It's honestly top 3.
I wouldn't say top 3, but it's really fucking good. Like if you want a decent quality burger, there's no Burger Kings around. There's no Culver's, no In-N-Outs, not even no McDonald's. Then go to Carl's Jr. Really good. Anyways. I ordered the food. I get to the window, and he's like $32.69. So I'm like, okay. I pull out my card, all confident, hand it to him, and then I go back and I'm listening to my music. And then the guy turns around and he's all, "It didn't go through." I was like, "Huh?" And he's like, "It didn't go through." And I was like, "Can you try it again?" And he's like, "Okay, sure." So he tried it again, and he came back almost immediately. He's like, "It didn't go through." I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I take the card back. And then what made it worse was in between all these exchanges, he was handing me my food, right? So I was like...
Oh, my fucking... You could have easily drove off.
I could have. And he's like, "Do you have another card?" And I was like, "Yeah, try this one." So then I pulled out my credit card. And it was a Diamond Preferred credit card with Citi. So I had like $1,000 limit on it or something. So I hand it to him. And then I turn around and I grab the food and I put it next to me. I put the drinks in the holsters and I'm just getting ready to leave. And he comes back. He's all, "It didn't work." And I'm like, "Oh." And then I like, "Can I check real quick?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I put the car in park and I pull out my phone and then a car comes up behind me and I'm like, shit. He's staring at me.
That's fucking nerve-wracking.
The person behind me is staring at me. And so I pull up my bank account. I check my main account. Nothing. Zero. Nada. Zilch. I was like, fuck. So I pulled up my credit card account and it turns out I was overdrawn because I had spent too much money buying furniture when we first moved in that I hadn't paid off yet. So somehow I didn't have like the $30 in my credit card account and all my other accounts were empty. And it was like still 2 days away from payday. So I was like, fuck. And I turned to him all sad, big eyes. And I'm like, "I don't have it." And then he's like, "You don't have anything?" And I was like, "No." And then he just kind of looked at me and he looked at the car. He looked back at me. And I looked at him. And then I slowly started reaching over to grab the food and give it back to him. And he's all, "You know what, man? You're good. Just keep it."
What?
And I was like, "Seriously?" And he's like, "Yeah, just keep it." I was like, "No, I can't accept that, dude. Like here, take it back." He's like, No, just keep it. Have a good day." And I drove away simultaneously full of joy because of this man's compassion, but also full of fucking embarrassment, dude. I was like so ashamed of myself. And I got home and I told my ex the whole story and she just laughed at me. And she's like, "You could have asked me to transfer." And I was like, "I didn't think about that at the time."
I honestly, all logical scenarios, all logical answers go out the fucking window.
You don't think straight. It's just...
Yeah. You hear your card gets declined. All those logical reasonings, they're gone. They're gone.
We take it for granted. We're so used to just going boop, done.
Yeah.
That when they're all, "It didn't work," you're like, "What do you mean it didn't work? How do I fix it? I don't know. It just didn't work. Try it again. I don't know what to do." And you just freak out.
Yeah, you freak out, and then like once everything's over, you get home, open a beer, you're like, "Fuck, I should have done that."
Yeah, then you think about it afterwards. And then like I didn't have any cash or anything, so I panicked. But thank God for that guy's blessing that day. Thank you.
He put his job on the line. Well, he probably wanted to get fired. He probably hated his job.
Maybe, but he took the time to be compassionate to a random, ugly-looking stranger, and it blessed this little troll's heart. I felt so happy that day from his generosity, and I'll never forget it.
Welcome back to the Moon Man Podcast.
I was waiting for you to say it. I was giving you the eye.
Yeah, I know, but I thought you were going to keep adding like one more word.
That's your host, Eddie. I'm here. I'm your host, Devin. I fucked it all up.
You fucked it up. I'm Eddie. He's Devin. Wait, they can't see anything.
Yeah, but they hear our voices.
My voices.
Our voices.
I sound like Eddie. This is Eddie.
I sound like Devin. This is Devin.
Oh man, that was a cringy ass intro.
And
we're
welcome
leaving-
back, guys.
We're leaving it anyways. We're gonna be leaving it anyways.
We don't give a fuck anymore. We do whatever we want on the
Yeah,
show.
we do. We're doing it naked.
We were gonna tell them that. I took my shirt off in confidence, and now you're over here exposing my secrets.
So
It's hot as hell in his fucking house. It's cold outside, but his heater is just too overpowered.
my
and I'm
mom
sweating.
was cold.
Your mom came in all bundled in a jacket.
Yeah, and she was still fucking.
She was all, "Ooh, you're not cold." I'm like, "No." Oh, dude. So wait, I feel like we have to address the hazmat thing that happened earlier.
I mean, we don't have to. It's gone now.
Well, I think it's.
It's old news. By the time this comes out, it's old news.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, we're recording this on Valentine's Day. By the way,
Happy
so
Valentine's Day, everybody.
happy Valentine's Day to all the happy couples. Me and Eddie are here, sucking each other off in a dark room.
It doesn't just have to be with couples. I got my mom flowers.
I did not give my mom anything.
My coworker was giving me shit for that.
Why?
I don't fucking know.
You be nice to your mom. It's
Yeah,
Valentine's.
like,
It's a day to show your love and appreciation. People just assume it's for
It's just
couples.
for couples.
I mean, let's be honest here. It's kind of a scam to get more money out of a guy after Christmas.
Yeah.
Because you hardly ever hear girls getting guys things for Valentine's
Mm-hmm.
Day. You don't see guys posting on their story like, "I'm waiting for a Valentine to bring me flowers." It's
Unless
always
they're gay.
girls.
Unless they're gay.
Do they post that?
I don't have a lot.
Wait, yeah. I'll stop right there. I know they do that, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But I think you should be able to buy your family members stuff for Valentine's Day. You know, like my mom gets my dad's stuff, and I think that's really sweet. And my dad gets her stuff too when he remembers. He's an asshole. He's funny. But, like, I think you guys should be showing your appreciation. So I know it's a little late. If you didn't do anything for your family on Valentine's Day, surprise them with, like, a flower.
A rose.
Rose. Just a singular rose. Just be like, "Happy late Valentine's Day."
I'm not gonna say her name, but
Is it who I'm thinking of?
most likely
Look at my hand.
no. But I had this friend, and she was dating this guy at the time, and I think it was like Valentine's Day, and she got him like a bouquet of flowers and everything.
Who is this? Do I know this person?
Yes, you know this person, but I'm just not gonna say their name or their gender, maybe. So they got their boyfriend a bouquet of flowers, and in the middle there was a fake flower. So in their mind, it's a girl. Fuck it.
Wait. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, in her mind, she's like, this fake flower signifies that our love is gonna last forever. So when the guy,
It's not how that works.
no, hold on.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
getting to that.
Go ahead.
So when the guy found out that there's a fake flower in the middle, he's like, "Oh, are you saying that our love is fake?"
Yeah, that's how I would take it.
I wouldn't take it that way.
Okay. I think I'm jumping the gun by saying I would be offended. I would be more confused. I'd be like, "Oh, thanks for the flowers. I've never gotten flowers before. What
Why is there a fake one?
why is there a fake flower in my flowers?" And then I would turn into like a drama queen. I'd be like, "Did you buy like cheap ass flowers and they forgot to take the fake flower out?" Don't get guys flowers. If you get us anything for Valentine's Day, what should they get us? Chips? Video game?
Yeah, a video game, because we're already spending $60 on fucking flowers. They're gonna die. Might as well just get us a game.
Yeah, that's true. I think a game, one game
One game, at least one game.
that they would like
Yeah,
is worth all the effort that they're gonna put into that day.
yeah,
Because this is a total chicks holiday,
it is, honestly.
and I guess a gay man's holiday.
Well, no, it's mainly a chick's holiday.
I think it's universally. What happens in a lesbian relationship? Do they each have to get each other stuff?
Well, it's the same thing as in a gay men relationship.
Yeah, I guess.
It's the same thing.
Valentine's Day is not for straight men. I'll say that.
I have seen straight men get stuff for Valentine's Day.
It's very rare.
But it's mainly guys getting girls stuff.
Yeah.
Like I got my coworker a card. She didn't give me.
She didn't get you jack shit.
She didn't give me shit. I might have a crush on her and everything, but
I like the way you said that. She didn't give me shit. You know, fuck them all. We got each other.
fuck you.
Fuck you too.
Fuck off.
I was like, man, we're gonna be spending Valentine's Day together. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm real excited. I'm like, what'd you get me?
No, you said you're real excited.
I didn't say I'm really excited.
I didn't say that either.
But you said it like sarcastically.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, when did I say that? When we were at the store?
So do you know Disneyland, right?
No, hold on. hold on.
I don't want to go down this road.
No, we're not going down the road. But when you're telling your Carlos Jr. story, I remember something.
Oh, go ahead.
So I remember on Christmas Day, 2016.
That's stupid specific.
It is stupid.
Oh, I know what you're bringing up.
That's that.
Yes, I lost the bet. Okay, go ahead.
It was December 25th, 2016. Devin, me, and Alfred went to Carl's Jr. because that was the only thing open on Christmas. And I forgot. Was it me and you who made the bet?
Yeah, it was me and you because I was talking about it, which makes it sound worse. So, Christmas 2016, me, Eddie, and Alfred were sitting at Carl's Jr. And somehow, like always, the subject of sex came up. And I think I said something along the lines of, I'm going to lose my virginity this year. Which was stupid, but like, you know, as a 16-year-old who had never had sex, that's the kind of shit that we talked about and looked forward to. So I think I told him that. And I turned to Eddie and I was like, and you are too. And Eddie goes, no, I'm not.
6 years later.
6 years later, he won the fucking bet. What did you say right now? You manifest things out of existence?
Excuse me. Yeah, I meant for some fucking reason, I manifest things out of existence.
Like he doesn't conjure things to him. He doesn't go, I want a lot of money. I'm going to be successful. He goes, I'm not going to have sex this year. And then it happens.
And then it fucking happens.
So like, you won the bet. What did I owe you?
So I forgot what you owed me, but the loser was supposed to eat a cookie covered in ketchup.
Fuck. That's totally something I would do as a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
But now. Yeah. I don't want to do that now. Just the thought of it, I'm like, ugh. Wait. Do that a couple times so that Mike will gag listening to this.
I don't. Who's to say Mike is gonna listen to this?
He listens to the show.
That's true. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I almost threw up.
He's gonna hear. I could just imagine him like at his apartment going,
"Stop it, guys! This isn't funny."
Shout out, Mike. We should just throw that in random episodes so he's listening to it, and now he's constantly scared.
Save that tiny clip. And just sprinkle it in every episode. Well, let's say next episode we're talking about
dick.
No. Let's say we're talking about abortion again, right?
Okay.
In the middle of us having a conversation about abortion, you should just say,
yeah, just throw it in. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work audibly. Like maybe he has to see the person.
Maybe.
But we activated it. We activated it when he recorded our episode with us, right? Because I went, and he's all, stop it.
I think so.
He's so fucking funny.
I finished my story, right?
I don't. Wait, no. Okay. Yeah, I completely blanked there. That's been happening to me way too much.
I think I finished my story.
It was the cookie with ketchup, which I'm not going to eat.
Say that again?
The cookie with ketchup.
One more time.
Ketchup.
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 Am I saying it wrong?
You're saying ketchup.
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 Am I saying it wrong? What?
Yeah.
To me, how do you pronounce it? Slow.
Ketchup.
Ketchup.
You're saying ketchup.
Ketchup.
See, you said it.
It's just how I say it. It's an accent thing.
One more time.
Ketchup.
Yeah, you're saying ketchup.
I'm pretty sure
it's spelled Ke. Ketchup.
Ketchup. Is that better? Ketchup.
There you go.
Ketchup.
Yeah.
I say ketchup. It's the same shit.
You said ketchup again.
Oh my god, it's the same.
Tomato
shit.
sauce. Just say tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce?
Yeah.
You say tomato sauce. You said it weird.
Fuck off.
Say tomato sauce.
No.
Tomato sauce.
No.
See, now I'm fucking it up. No, I'm not gonna eat the cookie with ketchup.
You already did.
Did I?
That same day, you.
So what the fuck was the point of the bet?
I think that was a different bet.
So what were we supposed to do?
No, so I think that same day, we had a bet about something fucking stupid, something that was so small and quick that you had to eat the ketchup. You had to eat the cookie with ketchup.
Wait, I do remember eating that. What the fuck is wrong with me?
That you had to eat the cookie and ketchup that same day. So I don't remember what the bet was, but whatever the case, Devin is fucking gross.
Dude, I'm really fucking
He
gross.
drinks ranch.
I knew you were going to bring that
He
up.
drinks fucking ranch.
Okay, don't make it sound like I'm sitting here guzzling back ranch day after day.
No, you soak yourself in ranch.
No,
you fill up
okay,
your
tell them,
ba-
tell
you-
them, tell
no,
them
no,
how
hold
it
on,
happens.
Hold on.
Tell them the ritual. Tell them how I do it.
No, I don't even know the ritual.
No, you know the fucking ritual. We go out to eat, and if I get like a burger, and I get ranch for the fries, because I love eating ranch fries. You know, it's good. Don't fucking judge me. Save your ketchup all you want. I like the ranch. I'll take a sip of the ranch to test if it's good, because every batch of ranch is different from the last batch of ranch. You know, the ranch that they serve at Texas Roadhouse is different from the ranch that they serve at Denny's, right? And you have your preferences. So I always take a little sip of the ranch.
Bullshit.
Dude, that's what I do.
No, you
When
do.
I would drink it, that was to gross you guys out.
And it worked.
Every time you were like, somebody dared me. I think it was Tyler. Somebody was like, drink the ranch. And I was like, I'll drink this fucking ranch. Then I'll drink it. And I drink it.
You drink it, you little dirty slut.
And then I fucking drink it like a little dirty slut. But like, I don't mind drinking ranch. It's tasty, whatever. You know the weirdest thing I've ever drinking?
Say that again.
Drinking? Drink.
Drink.
Thank you. The weirdest thing I've ever drank was mayonnaise.
Oh, it's fucking gross.
Okay, because I was watching Adventure Time. I was only like 12. And they premiered the episode where Jake and Finn become wizards. And at one point, they start shooting mayonnaise out of their hands and they fill it up in their cup. Jake or Finn pulls out a cup and then they fill it up with mayonnaise and they start drinking it and they both start knocking back mayonnaise, right? And so I'm like, what's the big deal with mayonnaise? And so I pause it, I get a tub of mayonnaise, I go to the kitchen and I fill it up into a cup and then I drink a full cup of mayonnaise.
Oh, I fucking
That was
God.
probably the grossest thing I've ever drank.
The
But I was curious. I experimented. I learned about myself that day. I learned that animated television has too much sway over me and gets me to do stupid things.
So
Come on, you can relate. Like in the Goofy Goober movie, right? When SpongeBob's knocking back ice creams and they're replicating like him being drunk. Didn't you want to knock back ice cream
No.
watching him? You're fucking full of shit.
no, I am not full of shit.
There's
The
no way.
The weirdest thing I've done is eat dirt.
I think every kid's eating dirt.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the odd one out.
No, well, like you picked it up and eat it, like scooped it up into your hand.
Well, not a lot. I'll just get like a little pinch.
So you would pinch?
Yeah, like I'll pinch, and then.
No, see, you're like those kids that eat glue. What the fuck's wrong with you?
No, you're those type of kids that fucking eat glue.
No, I was the type of kid that ate Play-Doh.
Okay, that's fucking worse. I'd rather be a kid who eats.
No,
glue.
have you ever tried Play-Doh?
No.
I know they say not to eat it, but
It
like,
specifically says in the packaging, "Do not consumable."
but it was their fault for putting salt in it because I remember I'd be playing with it in like elementary school, and then I would get something like on my hand, and then I would like smell it, and it smelled edible. Right? And then I remember that my nana used to make Play-Doh at her house. She used to make like a moldable like clay. It wasn't the same type of thing, but it was close enough that we would play with it like dough or something. And I would try the Play-Doh and it was salty. So I would like, put it on my lips and then I would kind of like lick it a little bit and like taste the Play-Doh. And then I would spit it out. But I didn't like eat clumps of Play-Doh back to back.
What was the weirdest thing as a kid that you've done?
Aside from eating Play-Doh and drinking mayonnaise?
Yeah.
I mean, that's... what's yours? Give me a second.
So I don't really remember my childhood, but I remember some fragments, and I remember there was this one time I saw my mom doing her makeup.
Oh God!
And she left to work or something, so I was with my dad, and I'm like, I want to be just like mom. So I started doing my makeup.
That was the weirdest thing you ever did.
That comes to mind.
I never did anything like that. I never like put on makeup or anything. I never experienced. The only time I ever got like makeup put on me was when one of my ex-girlfriends was putting like eyeliner on me. But it's never gone further than that. Let me see. The weirdest thing I did as a kid.
Oh, I have another one.
Go ahead.
So I was in second grade and we were learning about MLK. And and you know that cartoon they show on MLK Day? Do you remember that? Did you ever watch that in elementary school?
No, I think my elementary school was low key racist. We didn't have like an MLA day.
MLK.
MLK Day. We didn't have it like a dedicated, like, it's Martin Luther King Day. I think we had one for Cesar Chavez, but like,
I didn't learn about Cesar Chavez.
weird. So go ahead.
So there's this cartoon that they made about MLK, and it was like a documentary type of thing. And at the end of the movie, they show all the montage of him giving all these speeches of the "I Have a Dream" speech. And I was just watching it, and everyone's seen The Lion King, right? You've seen The Lion King.
Yeah.
I've seen The Lion
It's a
King.
classic.
You know how at the beginning, what the fuck is out my window?
There's nothing.
No. You can't see it from your end. Well, it's gone.
Was it a person? What?
No, it's a light, and it's gone.
Is it a UFO?
Most likely. Holy fuck, it is gone.
You just reminded me about something. Go ahead.
Yeah, so whatever the case, you know how at the beginning of the movie, all the animal symbols risen up what's it
It's
called?
the circle of life.
Yeah. And the fucking Rafiki, right? That's the name?
Rafiki. I fucking love Rafiki.
That's the name, right?
Yeah. He's the
Rafiki
motherfucking goat.
was holding up Simba, and all the animals were bowing down.
Yeah.
So at the end of the movie, at the end of the MLK at the end of the MLK movie, they're showing the montage of him giving the speeches. And at the very end, they were showing the "I Have a Dream" speech. So
okay.
in my mind, I remember that scene of all the animals bowing down.
Oh no! Oh no!
So, I
Oh god!
I got up, I stood up, and all the other kids were sitting crisscross.
Oh
applesauce.
no! Oh no! I know where this was going.
All the kids were sitting crisscross applesauce, and I just stand up. and
Be very careful how you phrase this next part.
and I got on one knee and I was bowing down.
Okay, see, that's not that bad. I thought you were like gonna stand up and then you were like you would do like the Lion King thing where you stood up and put your hands in the air and then you start humming "It's the circle of life, it's the circle of life," and you're like have your hands in the air and some other kids are going ape shit behind you. Like that's what I was picturing. I remember one time I came to school after my dog peed on my backpack, and the whole day.
Oh, you smell like dog piss?
Yeah. It was elementary school too, because I got on the bus. I was all angry because I grabbed my backpack and it was all wet in the corner, the bottom corner. I was like, what the hell is this? And my mom was like, we're leaving, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay. So she dropped me off at the bus stop, took off, and I get onto the bus, and then I start looking at it. And then I'm sitting next to my brother. He's on his phone. And then, like, I start looking at it, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that's not water. What is that? I give it a little sniff. I'm all, oh, no. And I immediately realized it was dog pee. And my homework was soaked. All the loose papers I had in there were soaked. And I smelled like pee all day. Man, I had some embarrassing moments as a kid now that I think about it. Oh, okay. I know something stupid to answer your question. Something random that I did as a kid. Me and one of my friends, Christian, in 4th grade, came up with a gang of jokes. We came up with jokes that all fit together, right? Like what's the term I'm thinking of here?
Gang of jokes?
Like
compilation?
Not a compilation. Similar to that, like a
montage?
Bit, like a bit that we kept doing, right? A bit that we always
inside
refer
joke?
to. Almost like an inside joke. Whatever. We developed a bunch of jokes together. And all of them were racist jokes.
Oh, Lord.
So we were like 9 years old out on the playground telling all our friends these racist ass jokes, like the most racist shit you've ever heard, right? Now keep in mind, Christian was straight up white. I was a little brown Mexican kid, and we had all kinds of mixed kids like in our group. We're walking around telling all these racist jokes, and everybody's fucking laughing, and then we would walk around calling each other racist boy. So whenever we saw each other, we'd be like, racist boy. And then like somebody would walk up and be like, racist boy. And
so like a nickname.
Kind of like everybody said it to each other in our little group because we were always telling racist jokes. And then I think we got caught and they thought we were starting a gang. This is the same group of friends I started my wrestling fight club with.
Do you remember one of the jokes?
I don't, fortunately, because I don't know if we'd be able to say that shit on here. I know they were bad. Like, we used to joke about everything back then. We didn't give a fuck. We grew up watching, like, Step Brothers and the other guys. So, fuck.
I know my voice sounds fucking weird right now, doesn't it?
I can't I can't clear my throat properly. Like,
Me neither, dude.
every time I try. Super professional, right? How long have we been doing this? 20. Holy shit, it's the 25th episode. I forgot.
Holy fuck.
We're supposed to do something for this episode. Yeah.
Should we go for 2 hours?
That was gay.
That
was pretty gay.
Guilty.
We try to high five each other and just kind of put our hands together and held them there. Fuck it, let's just go for however long we want.
Since it's the 25th anniversary of the Moon Men podcast.
It's the 25th episode. It's not the anniversary.
we should just at least go for 2 hours.
You think?
And
just get as many topics as we can.
Yeah, because honestly, Devin, I was going through my notes and I have a fuckload of topics.
Me too. We've been piling them up and not touching on them.
Yeah,
but before we get to that, you reminded me of something when you saw.
Look.
Holy shit! Oh, you have them all listed. I get so confused because I look and I'm like, which is which?
Dude,
where does it start?
That was so fucked.
Where does it start? Somebody mentioned me in a comment. I am not checking that. Okay, I'm doing something very important right now.
On IG?
Yeah, I think so. So, you reminded me of something that I didn't know if I should talk about or not on the show.
But what?
When you looked out the window right now.
Oh, the U.F.O's?
No, what? You bring that back up.
Okay.
So remember, like 2 weeks after we finished the spooky hour, and I was talking about how a box got knocked over in my room.
Yeah.
I was going to sleep. Just a quick brief. And as I was laying there in complete darkness, all alone in my room.
Wait, hold on. Do you think that's gonna pick up my mom's blender?
I'll cut it out.
Okay.
This is gonna be like our most raw episode ever. We're just talking about everything. We had a cough fit.
Yeah, we had a cough fit. Fucking wind.
Who gives a fuck? It's casual. It's our 25th. We're enjoying ourselves here.
Yeah.
So I was laying down in bed like 2 months ago, and it was completely dark. I wasn't high or anything that night, and it was like 2 weeks after we had done all those spooky episodes, and I had been putting that in my house for like a month, right? And then out of nowhere, a box fell from my dresser. It was on center on my dresser in the middle, and it just got knocked over and it fell. My sister heard it, came in, and she checked on me. She's like, "What was that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I heard it too." And then I just went to bed afterwards. Well, it's kind of been continuing over the last like week and a half, and it's been making me kind of nervous because I tend to smoke at night before I go to bed because it helps me sleep. I used to take a lot of melatonin, but I was having sleep apnea. I would wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to breathe, and it was freaking me out. So I was like, I need to stop, but I couldn't sleep, so I switched to weed. And so I'm sitting there half the time thinking, oh, I'm just high. I'm not actually hearing shit, but I am. So like I'll be laying in bed and then I see a shadow cross my window, right? Because the moonlight hits my window from that angle. So it's almost like that, like your bed. So I'm laying there and then I see a shadow go across my window and I'm like, oh, that was a car. It was the headlights on the house. Or I'm like, oh, that was, something. But it's been consistent and it changes. So one night I see a shadow walk by. The other night I think I see something standing in the corner of my room. But the one that freaked me out was when I was hearing voices in my room. So I was laying down in bed about to go to sleep and I heard like voices, kind of like if you were listening to a podcast on your phone playing on the other side of the room, right? So you turn on a podcast, you throw your phone to the other side of the room. That's kind of how it sounded. So I was laying down in bed. It was like the middle of the night. Everyone was asleep. And I can hear voices. And I just laid there fucking terrified. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going in. I guess I'm going to wake up late tomorrow. So I pulled out my phone and I started watching videos. But I've been seeing little things and hearing little things. Like I heard my bathroom door open. And then I went and I checked because I was like, it's almost 11 o'clock. Like who's up right now on a work day? Nobody was in my bathroom. I hear like footsteps above me. And I think that my brother is upstairs doing something. Nothing.
What if it's just the dogs?
I don't know. That's what I think too. Like part of me is like, there's an explanation for all of this. And then part of me is like, it consistently keeps happening. I'm either hearing things, seeing things, or a combination of the two. The one that freaked me out though was when my door closed all on its own. And I didn't have the fan on or anything. I know probably sounds like I'm bullshitting or whatever, but
Does sound like you're bullshitting.
I was laying down in bed, you know, watching videos, getting ready to go to bed, and my door was open by like an inch, and then it just closed. And I chalked it up to the fan. But then when I was going to bed like an hour later, I was like,
it's probably your hinges are fucked.
Maybe, but how does it close? How does it close all the way?
Because with this door, my room door, you could open it all the way, and it will still come back and close on its own. So your hinges are probably fucked.
Maybe. Okay, I'm just going to blame it on the hinges because lately I've been getting a little freaked out and it's making it hard to go to sleep. But, you know, I put it on the podcast. It's
honestly,
out there.
Lately, me too. I have not been able to sleep well for some fucking reason.
When I fall asleep, it's great. But that's been the issue. Is like trying to get myself into a comfortable space to fall asleep.
No, like, I'll do my routine at night. Same routine. And then it'll be like fucking 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm up. Like my sleep, for some reason I can't sleep 8 hours anymore. And then I get tired throughout the day.
Sorry.
I saw one of my coworkers is texting me too.
I looked down for half a second. I don't know what in your case, maybe it's just circumstance, but for me, I feel like at least for the most part, I thought that there was something really going on. And part of me still kind of does. Because, like, I get this weird feeling, too. Like, whenever I thought I saw someone standing in the corner of my room, like, it was almost like I felt a presence. Like, something was off. And then, like, I've just been seeing, like, little weird shadows and stuff like that. So I don't know what it is. And part of me, there was 2 occasions where I woke up at 3 o'clock. I didn't know what that was about.
I feel like waking up at 3 o'clock is just
superstition.
It's most likely superstition because you could fucking why don't we say the same shit about 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Well, because
I know at 3 a.m. is a witch hour. I know.
No, but do you know why it's the witching hour?
I don't want to know.
It's not. It's 3 a.m. and not 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. because it's exactly 12 hours opposite from when Jesus was crucified and died. So that's why, like, they associate it with the devil because the devil's supposed to be opposite of Jesus. So Jesus, I don't know if it was when he was crucified or when he died. I believe it's when he died. I think he was crucified in noon and then he died at 3. And 3 a.m. is when the devil starts to do stuff according to superstition.
Okay, then for 1 hour?
Yeah. Yeah, for 1 hour. He's got 1 hour complete free range. But, like, part of me, like, isn't it weird how there's so much coincidences and superstition surrounding?
Yeah, okay, I say that. But, like, just because you randomly woke up at 3 a.m. doesn't mean anything.
No, but I got fucked up because somebody told me a long time ago that if you're...
Oh, wait, so what?
You're like, don't wait.
I can't keep doing this to the audience. When you're going to say something scary, I can't just let my fear get in the way. They have to experience that. Sorry.
Man, you're seeing some real character growth right here from Eddie. I'll be quick. I'm not trying to freak you out, but the reason it freaked me out...
Just say it because I have to answer this text, so you could just tell the audience.
Okay. The reason it freaked me out was because somebody told me a long time ago that if you wake up at 3 a.m., even if you don't see anything, it's because something was watching you sleep and it woke you up.
Oh, I've heard of that too.
Yeah, but that's immediately what I think of when I wake up at 3 a.m., half fucking asleep, still a little bit high, going, what's going on? And I'm looking around and I'm like, oh yeah, demons. Demons were watching me. Chucky was pulling my toes. You know, something was going on.
Nah, I don't know. I feel like you said, it's all superstition.
I guess, but hold on. I think I'm getting a call. Do you want to take a quick break?
Yeah. Cool.
And we're back. We took a quick little break.
Yeah, because I had to make a phone call. Devin had to make a phone call. We're just popular guys right now. You know what I was thinking of?
And still no Valentine's. Holy shit! I was just holy shit. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, another quick break.
Okay.
Okay, we are now joined. We are now joined by my friend Alfred. You guys probably heard me talk about him multiple times throughout the show. Eddie, he's a longtime friend of mine and Eddie's, and he called me, so we're gonna have him on real quick.
So we're having an impromptu guest.
Impromptu guest, yeah. Go ahead, Alfred, say hi.
Hello.
That's it.
Oh, what do you want me to say?
Your social security number.
601.
I bleep that out.
Was that your real
No, it doesn't
social?
It doesn't matter. It could be somebody's fucking social. It could be somebody's social, so bleep that out.
Okay, I'll bleep that out.
It could be somebody's, but it's not mine, so I don't have an issue with it.
Don't be telling people social on here.
Okay, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's probably somebody's.
What do you-
That probably is somebody's fucking social. I wouldn't doubt it.
Nobody's that dumb to make that a social security number.
It's fucking random.
Or people are just so smart they want you to think that that's stupid, so you don't try it.
I don't even.
I don't think it's picking him up.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's big brain. Big brain. No.
I mean, he's gonna sound low, but it's
Well,
it's fine.
put the speaker to the not like that.
Like this.
No, worse. You would give it to me
Here, you want to hold him?
like this.
That's what I was doing.
No, you're like that.
I switched it.
Here.
Here, you hold him.
Oh,
You
okay.
hold him. Hold
Okay.
him.
Alfred, you're on my mic now.
Oh,
So, Alfred,
I like it.
what are you doing this Valentine's
I
Day?
will let them know your next move. What'd you say?
What are you doing this Valentine's Day?
I'm about to go pick up some sushi, and I decided to call you so I can talk to you about some stuff because I haven't talked to you in a while.
God damn it! You choose the worst times to call me. Like it's like
Alfred, honestly, I agree with Devin. You choose the worst times to call me too.
Wrong. I call you guys, and you guys never fucking answer.
we're always fucking busy when
We're
you
at
call.
work.
Okay, and I answer if you guys are calling. I would be at work.
Yeah, but we have different. Actually, we kind of have all similar jobs.
No, he's
We-
not even working right now.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. He's in school full time.
He works at
yeah,
Starbucks.
Yeah, he does.
Well, one, I work at Starbucks. I go to school full time, and I'm also part-time Army, which I'm doing right now because I'm active duty training orders right now. So I'm doing training with the Army right now. So fuck you, Devin. All right, piece of shit. I'm trained.
Wait, do you
MOSQ.
remember the bet that we had on Christmas that Eddie was supposed to lose his virginity?
Okay, no, okay,
We were literally just talking about this earlier.
okay, Alfred. December 25th, 2016. Do you remember that you, me, and Devin went to Carl's Jr.?
Yes.
And then do you remember that Devin ate a cookie covered in ketchup?
Yes.
Do you remember why he did that?
Because you dared him to do it for $1.
That's it.
And then he ate it, and then you gave him the $1, and then he had you do it to get your $1 back.
He said he has a video. So
Send us the video.
So we're gonna put it in one of the TikToks. Yeah, send us a video.
I will do that after I'm not driving my particular vehicle.
You know what he told me the other day? I was like, don't text and drive. He's like, why? That's the best.
Wrong. Okay, not what I said. We don't condone that shit, asshole.
What did you
But
say?
If I were going to say, you realize back in the old days of changing cassette tape, you needed a lot more attention to the cassette tape than you're writing. It's probably safer to text and drive to have an older conversation.
Okay. Hang up the phone. He's putting a bad message out there. Do you mind if I call you back after we finish the show?
I guess he doesn't love me anymore, so I'll leave.
Do you mind if I call you back after we finish the show?
Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
I guess.
Wait, you're not going to be...
Like 3 hours from now, 'cause I gotta go to sleep pretty early.
Oh my god. He just keeps talking
That's Alfred for you.
right now. You can't get a word in.
Wrong. I just can't hear you, so I don't know when you're talking.
Okay,
However,
here.
comma.
Wait, here.
However, comma.
See.
Say it. You dick. I really thought he was going to say it. All right, well, I'll give you a call after we finish up the episode.
Okay.
All right, do you have anything you want to say to our guests before you leave?
Our guest?
Don't do drugs.
I guess, yeah. What the fuck?
What? Say that again, Alfred.
Don't do drugs and don't suck.
Do you want to say hi to anyone? Shout out anyone?
No, fuck the kids.
Seriously, nothing. Damn, I know a couple people are gonna be really upset.
Shout out my mom.
Oh my god.
My dad.
Oh shit.
All right. I'm cutting you off. Bye, Alfred.
Oh my god.
We've been talking about doing that for weeks. I'm like, when I record an episode next time with Eddie, I'm gonna call you randomly so that you can say "fuck you, Eddie," and he's like, "I'm down. I'm totally down."
And he didn't do it.
We kept forgetting. I kept forgetting.
No, right now he didn't do it.
Yeah, that's how he answered. He's like, "Fuck you, Eddie," and I was like, "Wait, let me start the fucking." Did they hear that?
I hope so. Because that interaction was so funny.
No, well, if anything, I'll split it so that we can capture that raw.
Just in case you didn't hear that the phone call.
No, I'm gonna.
No. I'm just in case.
Okay, well,
just in case.
You don't believe in my producing abilities?
Devin, I definitely do not believe in your.
Fuck you! What are you talking about? Because I leave shit in.
Yes.
Like I said before, you don't know how much I actually.
No. I'm talking about the ad.
What about the ad?
Didn't I show you that clip of the ad? How
Yeah,
fucked?
that was intentional.
Devin, how was that intentional?
Okay, I designed it, and I know probably you guys are probably confused about this too, so it's about time I address this. I designed the Dubby ad so that Eddie's little annoying voice would be popping up in your right ear, like if you're listening to headphones or if you're listening in a car, like you could hear him off in the distance making comments, because that's how the podcast normally goes. I'll be talking, and then Eddie will say something in the background. So I was like, let's do that for the ad. It didn't come out good, and I've been too lazy to update it, but I'm going to soon. Maybe we could record it together this time, because you didn't want to last time.
No, it's not because I didn't want to.
Why didn't you do it last time?
I don't know.
I didn't want to do it.
I don't know.
Well, I remember there was a reason you didn't want to. I thought it was because you just didn't feel like it. So that's why I recorded it and then had you send me your audio. But this time we could probably
should we just do an ad right now?
What, like
live
an ad break?
Like no, not ad break. Like instead of pausing it, we should just do the ad right now.
Did you do it then?
I don't know the script.
What? There is no script. Freeform it.
Oh, drink Dubby.
Drink W.
Use code is it Moonman?
Moonman.
Use code Moonman to save 10% off your first order.
We're just gonna ram another fucking ad break on them.
Yeah.
Let's just surprise them. Drink W, you guys. Okay, if you haven't tried it, you should be trying it. It's a powder based energy drink. You take a powder, you mix it with water, you shake it up real good, and then you drink it. It's got 0 calories. No, it's got 5 calories, 0 sugar, and it's full of vitamins. And then it's got a bunch of caffeine to get you going. You know, we should sneak we should sneak in ads like this, because then they can't skip it.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
That's
Devin.
a good ass fucking idea.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
You're fucking smart. You
Thank
know
you.
that?
Fuck yeah.
So, I think you guys should try it. We've been drinking the Galaxy Grenade flavor. I think that's what it's called. I don't. I don't memorize the flavor, but the one that I talked about in the other ad break, try that one. It's really good. Throw a little bit of lime juice in it. I didn't exaggerate that part. That shit is bussin'. I love it. Sorry, I'm getting way too modern.
Yeah, you're getting way too Gen Z.
Way too Gen Z, but that shit is flame as fuck. I like it. I drink it every morning. I wake up, I make a dubby. Did I just do the jerking off motion? I'm all,
Yes.
I make a dubby. And then I get on the phones and I slowly die every hour I'm there.
Which is only 8.
Yeah. No, 9.
9?
Yeah, because I get the 1 hour lunch.
Doesn't count. You're not on the.
No, I'm not getting paid for it at all. But that's
so
still
it's
1 hour
eight.
of my day dedicated to like being in that space. Never mind. Skip it.
New topic. UFOs.
Yeah. What about these UFOs?
So you've seen all these fucking UFOs that have been popping up all over North America, right?
No.
You haven't?
No.
So-
When you were like, we should bring up the UFOs, I'm like, what UFOs?
So for the past week, the U.S. military has been shooting down UFOs.
Are you sure? Because I heard something about the Chinese weather balloon.
No, that's something different. That's
Okay.
that's a completely different article.
So what the hell's the UFOs?
So the first one popped up in Alaska, and
Where the Chinese weather balloon was?
No, the Chinese weather balloon was in Montana.
No, they saw it in Alaska first. They shot it down once it left the Atlantic coast.
No. It went through Alaska, went through Canada, and then it was spotted in Montana.
Yeah, but the U.S. government was aware of it over Alaska. At least from the headlines I was reading.
Those headlines are wrong.
No, they knew about it since Alaska, and then the Biden administration admitted to it, but they didn't shoot it down because they didn't want to damage any buildings with the rubble. So then they waited until it passed into the Atlantic Ocean, and that's where they shot it down.
Yeah, that's when they shot it down.
But this is unrelated to that.
Yeah, that's unrelated to that.
Okay.
I think you're wrong on that, but whatever.
Okay, I saw that on Vox, CNN, and ABC News. Yeah, I actually went to news sources and figured it out. I was like, what the hell's this shit?
Whatever the case.
Are you throwing smoke at them?
Yes.
Throw it.
I'm throwing fake news.
fake news. We got fake news here.
well, whatever the case. So there was this UFO that was described as being gray, cylindrical, and the size of a small car, so like a Beetle or something, floating in the air.
Okay.
And it wasn't making any noise. So I can't. I only
the government's like, let's shoot that bitch down.
Yeah, the Biden gave the order to shoot it down, and they shot it down. And I don't know where.
Busy week for Biden.
What?
It's been a busy week for Biden.
It's been a busy week for Biden. And then yesterday, what's today? The 14th. On the 11th, they shot down 2 more UFOs. One in Canada and one in the U.S. somewhere in the U.S.
What the fuck is happening?
And then another one happened yesterday. Same thing. They're all shooting down these UFOs.
Wait, I want to check the headline real quick. Go ahead.
The general still hasn't said that it's the aliens, but he hasn't ruled out that it's aliens or not. All they're saying it's just an unidentified flying object that they shot down in U.S. airspace.
Where are you hearing about this? Because I'm looking it up here. Oh, wait, literally. I just saw it. Why are there so many UFOs suddenly appearing everywhere? So, what the fuck is happening here?
It's conspiracy theory time.
Okay.
Let me get this burp out.
You didn't even say excuse me this time.
Because another one's coming. Hold on.
You're just that comfortable with the audience now?
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
So there's this famous conspiracy theory that's famous among conspiracy theorists. I am not considering myself a conspiracy theorist, but I've heard
you're a conspiracy.
But
theorist.
I've heard. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in any of the conspiracy theories I've said. But those are cool to think about. What?
You don't believe in a single one you've ever brought up?
Not really.
Okay. Okay. That's like Logan Paul saying I don't drink Prime. Like, that's your thing. Like, I think more people know you as, like, the conspiracy guy because you always have a fresh one.
Yeah, I always have a fresh one, but I don't believe in them.
Okay. What the fuck? Go ahead.
So, there's it's called Project Bluebeam. Have you heard of that? Project Bluebeam?
Beam?
Beam.
Yes, I think I have.
So, to those who don't know, apparently Project Bluebeam is a fake alien invasion that the government's gonna plan one day, and all these conspiracy theories are saying that the government shooting down all these UFOs is the start of the Project Bluebeam.
Wait, what do you mean a fake alien
takeover?
Like, what are they trying to do?
So the reason why they're saying that the government wants to fake an alien invasion is to unite the world to fight these fake aliens, and so
that's so fucking stupid.
The world could be a one world government.
No, but that's dumb. Like, I know we joked about it in that one episode where, like, if we ever saw alien life, like, you shoot it. But, like, think about it. Like, every country is going to react to it differently. And they're just, more than anything, they'd cause mass hysteria. They're not going to create a sense of nationalism by going, we have fake aliens now. Like, everyone rile together and get your guns. Like, I don't think that's going to unite people.
Again, it's a conspiracy theory. I don't fucking know. That's all I know.
It doesn't really sound like a well thought out one. That's a stupid conspiracy theory.
But, like, if all of a sudden we're being attacked by aliens and the government saves us, the world's government save us, and they're like, okay, we're gonna have to unite and we're gonna have to do this one world government.
What do you think the United Nations would do in a scenario like that?
They'll honestly, I feel like the world would unite just to fight something that's stronger than us.
I don't know.
Like Ukraine and Russia would stop fighting each other just to fight the quote unquote aliens.
I don't think they would, honestly.
Because at that point, what's the point of us fighting each other when something else is trying to kill us?
I was thinking about it like this, right? Because earlier today, I know I briefly touched upon it. I'm not going to go into it, but we had that hazmat alert earlier where there was like a poison gas released somewhere in our area, and they were telling people to evacuate it, right? I had never seen an emergency alert like that. Fuck.
I thought it was just an Amber Alert when I first got it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But then I really started to like think about it because it was like a brush of death almost, right? Like it gave me the insight. I'm like, what if that was like a missile attack right now? Like somebody just launched a nuke on the world, right? And it's on the East Coast, but still, like I'm safe for the moment, but like what goes into that? Like, is my job even going to matter? Like, are people going to be still waiting for their packages? Like, I might get drafted to go into the next war. Like, what becomes my life at that moment, right? And so I get what you're meaning. Like, they're just going to stop fighting. But at the same time, like, humans are really kind of stupid, simple creatures. Like, I can imagine if there really was an alien invasion, like, countries coming together in the United Nations, like decreeing that we're going to fight them or whatever, right? Or the United States is going to lead the attack. But I could still see Russia and Ukraine being like, we can't just let this conflict go. Look how many lives were lost. Look how many homes were damaged. Like cities are completely obliterated now because the fighting's been going on for months at this point. Like, I don't think they would just let it go. They'd be like, okay, you're cool now. I hate you less.
They'll put aside their differences just to fight this external force. But once that external force is dealt with, I feel like they'll be like, okay, let's go back. We're not going to go back to war, but let's talk about it. Where we just had a world-threatening experience. Let's all get together and see.
Okay, if we were getting invaded, if the United States was getting invaded by a foreign enemy, right, and we have been fighting for months, hundreds of thousands of American cities across the West Coast were being destroyed. We were almost on the front lines, and then aliens came and invaded the airspace in the United Nations.
That war wouldn't matter.
Wouldn't you still hold some sort of resentment for the quote unquote enemy force? Like, I don't imagine, like, if I was there, I was on the front lines, I was fighting, and then they're like, the war doesn't matter anymore, it's over. Like, I'm sure I could forget about it in the moment, but I would still have like a lot of resentment at the fact that all these houses and homes were destroyed, all these businesses were destroyed, all these people's lives were affected.
It wouldn't matter because imagine that all across the country because of this external force, of this foreign enemy.
I don't know. I guess we could sit here all day and theorize about it, but like, I don't really think it would stop. And I think it's kind of dumb.
So what you're saying is, if aliens do invade and they start attacking us, we're fucked. It's over. There's no point in fighting back.
No, I think we're going to fight back. I just think it's not going to be a unified front. I think every nation's going to be doing its own thing, and it might even cause more chaos.
I can't see.
You know, there's going to be one stupid ass who's going to jump the gun and do something he shouldn't, and they're going to be the focus of the attack, and then everybody's going to split up. You know, we might work together with some of our allies. You know, like allied countries might work together to stop the force, but everybody's going to be the first to try and take it down because they saved the world. They're the ones that get to study the aliens. It's going to become a race. I don't think we're going to be unified.
It's that saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
You would think, but look at it from like a practical scale. I don't really think we'd be
that is being practical. Because
I looked up the UFO dates here because I wanted to get a better understanding of this. So it looks like on February 10th, an unidentified object was shot over Alaska. The White House noted that it was roughly the size of a small car. You said all that. And the Pentagon said that it broke into pieces after being shot, which suggests it was most likely a balloon, which would be weird if there was 2 balloons in Alaska in the same week. Then on February 11th, Canadian President Justin
Trudeau.
You know who I'm talking about?
He's
announced that another UFO was shot down over the Yukon territory. This object was cylindrical, like the others. It's still a mystery what it is exactly. And then on February 12th, a UFO was shot over Lake Huron near Michigan. So they're all targeting the north, which is weird.
Well, that's where the oil's at.
The oil?
Yeah.
Why would the aliens be going over to the
who's to say it's an alien? Maybe it's just another balloon.
I feel like the whole conspiracy that the government is doing it, I feel like there could be some probability to it. Like, I like the conspiracy theory that the government has slowly been bringing aliens into pop culture and making them cool and making them like less threatening.
So the reason why they did that is they're trying to get the public ready for that alien invasion.
Yeah, I like that conspiracy theory because that actually kind of makes sense when you think about it. Like, the government is preparing to fight mass hysteria when they reveal that aliens are an actual thing. So for decades now, they've been pumping out alien media and talking about aliens and alien conspiracies and giving info on aliens to slowly get the public to be like, oh yeah, aliens are a thing, right? I think they kind of want us to doubt them so that when they finally go, yeah, aliens are real, we've known about them for like 60 years, there's not a bunch of people freaking out. Because even now, with as popular and prominent as aliens are, especially in our culture,
no one would be surprised that
there's a lot of people who would be surprised. Look at all the Christians.
I guess.
Or not even the Christians. Look at all religious groups who have in their mind the answer to the universe. They know what life is. They know everything.
But I feel like that's a small minority. That's a small group.
What are you talking about? There's like what 2 billion Christians in the entire world.
Yeah, there's 2 billion Christians, but not all 2 billion are clueless.
No,
they all have to acknowledge that we can't be the only ones in this universe.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Not all 2 billion are gonna be like scared, but
yeah, so
I would be scared. It questions everything that I've known to be true.
Exactly. But I feel like that'll just affect a small group of people.
I can name like 10 people off the top of my head who would be freaking out. You would be freaking out.
No, but if tomorrow Biden comes up and says, "Hey, aliens are real," there's one right next to me,
and there's some random Mexican guy trimming the lawn. He's like, "Eh."
If he does a news press and says, "Hey, aliens are real. We've been working for 60 years," I'll be freaking out. But I already know. I'm like, that's
Yeah, but like we'd be able to handle it. But I think we'd still be freaking out. My thinking behind it is like they're trying to get it to a point that such a reaction would be like overreacting. Like they want people to just be like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. We've been waiting for you to tell us." Which I don't think will ever truly happen. But to me, like, doesn't that make sense? Like, you slowly get people used to it and then you reveal. Kind of like what people do when they have kids and they date, you know? Like, they slowly introduce the boyfriend more and more over time. And then, boom, this is the guy I'm seeing. Or they slowly start hinting that Santa Claus isn't real. And then, boom,
Santa Claus is real.
Yeah, Santa Claus is real. Santa Claus.
I know this one 12-year-old that listens to this podcast. Don't worry, buddy. Devin was only fucking with you.
If you're 12 and you still think Santa's real, what's wrong with you, kid?
I was 12 when they told me. No, I don't even want to touch those.
Wait, what?
I don't even want to touch those kind of worms. I still want to talk about the U.F.O's.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So people are saying that Project Bluebeam is coming to fruition because of all.
Yeah, goddamn, dude, you man spreading enough? Holy shit, I don't have no room. Go right here, foot. Go right here, foot. I want to be comfortable too, shit.
Well, get comfortable.
My nuts are squished over here.
Get comfortable.
Okay.
So they're saying that it's coming into fruition because of all these UFO sightings and all these UFO shootings. But there's another.
You look so professional right now, and it's really turning me on. Like you got the whole stand. You're going like this with your hands, and you're really going into the subject. Sorry, I'm just admiring. Go ahead.
But there's another conspiracy theory that's been showing some light in the TikTok community.
It's been getting popular.
Yeah.
What is it?
So they're saying that the government planted these quote unquote UFO shootings to distract the fact that they're about to release a Jeffrey Epstein name list of who was on the island.
Like everybody that contributed?
Everybody who was on the island
that contributed to the sex trafficking, or that was like taking part?
Just on the island.
What does that entail though? Because I didn't get fully dived into the Jeffrey Epstein thing, so I don't know all the details.
So Jeffrey Epstein had a book of all the people who were on the island that were just on the island. They could have just been there for business. They could have been there fucking underage girls. They could have been there just hanging out. But he kept names of all these people.
They were at least aware of what was going on.
That they most likely were aware of what was going on. And ever since he died, and they said that Jeffrey Epstein had this black book in trial, everyone has been asking, where's the book? Where's the book? Why don't you release the book? Why don't you release the info? And now that's finally going to be released, all this UFO stuff is happening, and people are paying attention to that instead of the Jeffrey Epstein stuff.
I don't know. I feel like there's been a shift in the world. Like, I don't mean to take away from the Jeffrey Epstein for a second, but like, don't you get the feeling that like something big is coming?
Yes, dude. I was gonna touch upon this later, but dude, it feels like the world's gonna end very, very fucking soon.
I don't even know about end.
If not end, it's going to change the way we live.
I definitely think that change is on the horizon for a large majority of people. Like, I kind of heard this. I guess it's a conspiracy theory about China and how close we are to war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was citing facts from researchers who
was it a
theorized.
general?
No,
Oh.
it was a YouTube video.
Oh,
but he was citing facts theorizing from people theorizing that we're going to be seeing a major conflict within the next 2 years or so.
Mm-hmm. The general, I don't know if it's the main general, but one of the generals said that we are most likely going to be at war with China in 2025.
I think definitely by then, because they've been upgrading their military forces for years now, and I think it's to the point where they rival our own, and they even have a bigger Navy fleet than us.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, they've been making moves towards Taiwan, which is an allied country with, the United States, because they're trying to make themselves a bigger world leader. They want to become a bigger world power. And so they're trying to recapture some of the territory around their country. So like Taiwan is an island off the coast of China that is occupied by the United States, and it's a self-governing country, and they see themselves as a self-governing country, but China's like, nah, that's our property. Like, we want to control that, right? And so a lot of people have been theorizing that because they've made like threats and made comments about Taiwan, that they might make a serious move towards claiming Taiwan. Mm-hmm. And then Biden's also come out and said that if they do try to claim Taiwan, we're going to defend them and we're willing to go to war. And I'm just sitting here like, I didn't agree to that. We didn't vote upon this. Like, I'm joking, but at the same time, I feel like I've been waking up every day more and more thinking about the possibility of us going to war and us actually like seeing war. And I'm almost like trying to mentally prepare myself for it, because almost everybody I know, if there were to be like a major draft for like another world war, would be going. Like, I don't know anyone with any serious mental or physical ailments that would prevent them from being able to go, right? My brother might be the exception because he has terrible eyesight, and I know some people can get off on that. But there's a good chance that like if we did end up going to war, almost everybody I know and have known for my entire life would be going.
I don't think there's gonna be if there's a war, there's not gonna be a draft. Just because we have one of the biggest armies in the world.
There wouldn't be a draft unless there's a need for it. But think about it like this: if we're going up against China, one of the biggest countries in the entire world with one of the biggest populace, and it's got a huge government, and they're trying to make, some serious statements. Like, I think the United States will pull out all the stops, even if it's like Russia or South Korea. I can't imagine a draft with South Korea, but I could imagine one with Russia.
No, just the way I don't in our lifetime, I don't think there's gonna be a draft.
Let's hope. But okay, here's a follow-up question: if there was a war, and they were accepting people, to join, would you? Like, it wasn't mandatory at all, but there's a war. We're gonna go fight Russia or China or whoever. Would you sign up and go?
A part of me wants to say yes, and a part of me wants to say no.
I feel like I would do something stupid and go.
Yeah, I'll say yes, just so I could help defend what we have here.
Yeah,
But a part of me says no.
because you don't want to die.
I don't want to do it.
But like,
because when if the war breaks out, this Gen Z, they're gonna be the modern hippies. They're gonna be like, stop the war. There's no need for war.
you know what's crazy is this is kind of a weird tangent, but this is something that I've seen. Are you familiar with like the red pill alpha male stuff online?
Yeah.
I've gotten a few of those videos that popped up, and I watched a couple of them out of curiosity. I'm not going to deny it. Some of them are just downright entertaining, right? But a common thing that I always see is them talking about like caveman days and soldiers who go to war and that kind of stuff. And I feel like there's a large majority of the populace now who, if there was an optional sign up for like a big war against like China, I could see a large majority of the populace, like young men, like in their from like 18 to like 25, enlisting to join the war, which is a good thing, but it's also kind of like a bad thing in a way, because the survivors are going to be the ones to write the history books, and like how is that story going to be told 30 years down the line, you know? Especially if everyone that is going to die in the war is directly opposed to like all the people that are staying behind, which would be like a lot of the feminists and the LGBTQ plus community and a lot of the like controversial online people who run the internet, basically, right? I don't know. I think it's just kind of interesting to look at it from that perspective. Like, who would be around to tell our stories? Because I'm looking at it from a first person perspective of like someone who might actually end up having to go to war. And I think back on the past, and I have nothing but admiration for all the people who went and fought and served our country and died for our country, right? Mm-hmm. Especially thinking that I could be one of those names on those stones that people would just walk by and disrespect. But like, would that effort be counted for after the fact? Yeah, would it be appreciated?
It wouldn't be appreciated, but you did your part. You died for your country.
It wouldn't stop me. I would still go to give those assholes the freedom that they abuse.
Like this. If you do go to war, who are you fighting for?
Everyone.
Everyone, right?
Yeah.
So that gives the people the right to disrespect you.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. It's kind of concerning when I think about it in those terms. But also, like, I could also see myself going. I know that if it was optional, I would probably sign up.
Like I said, a part of me would say yes, I would want to help defend the country, but a part of me is also going to be like, what the fuck? Why am I going to fight for these dumbasses?
Well, you could like look at history, and whenever there was like huge wars like that, there's a lot of notable figures who partook in the wars and did what they could for the wars, like
Elvis
fought in the war. Fucking
Johnny
Bob
Cash,
Ross,
Johnny Cash.
J.R.R. Tolkien, even George R.R. Martin tried to enlist in the military early on in his life, but not George R.R. Martin. It was Alfred Hitchcock. Sorry, completely messed it up, but whatever. Alfred Hitchcock even tried to join the army at one point, but he was denied because he was too fat. But like,
that's still admirable.
I think it's admirable that so many people would like sign up and just enlist to fight.
People like you and I, we're a small majority of people who would stand up and want to help defend this country. But most of the people that I see on TikTok, the wannabe feminists, just this new generation, they're not gonna want to fucking fight. If anything, they're gonna want to move to a different country.
Yeah. And
then just talk shit about America in those countries.
I don't know if the world could survive a crisis like that right now, because we just got finished with COVID and it broke everybody up, right? Mm-hmm. But then like if there was an alien invasion or a new world war or something else is going on, like the total like what are people expecting, that there's going to be a market crash or something?
Yeah.
Like if one of these disastrous things happened, like I don't think any country right now is in a position to recover completely.
That's why they don't want to go to war, or whatever the case.
Well, I heard that China's economy is en route to collapse within the next like 10 or 15 years. It's projected to collapse, which would be an incentive for them to make themselves a world power before it happened, which then puts an urgency on them to like
just for 2 years.
No, so like if they conquered if they started a war against the United States and then it turned into a world war or whatever, they could use it to unify the entire nation and to put all their tax dollars towards the war and boost the economy, right? There would be kind of like prosperity similar to like the after effects of World War II. Versus them waiting another like 15 years before they make any serious move, and then their economy starts to collapse and crumble underneath them, and then now they're unable to make any movement. They're unable to start any wars because they're no longer in a place of power. Right now they're in a place of power with a time limit on how long they have that power. Something's going to happen.
War is going to happen, but nuclear war will not happen.
Let's hope not.
I believe in my heart that nuclear war will never happen.
Let's fucking hope not.
Because if someone sends a nuke, it's over. What was the point of the whole war? No one's a winner. No one's gonna win. So what's the point?
Well, I think it's more of a mind game, because I think anytime somebody launches a nuke, they're always hoping that the other person doesn't, right? There's of course, mutually assured destruction. You fire your nukes, I'm going to fire my nukes. But I think every person that, hopefully, like when they press it, they're hoping that the other person isn't going to fire their nukes and they're just going to take it, because they know it would just end the world if they both fired their nukes. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like if a nuke's getting headed your way, how are you not going to fire all your nukes?
You have to.
So like as soon as somebody sets off that first bomb, we either need somebody really strong to just take the blow and then counteract it, or we're all dead.
Well, not even that. Let's say China sends a nuke over right now, and we take that blow. France would send over their nukes, so China won't have. China's not going to worry about us sending our nukes. We took the hit. They're going to have to be worried about another country shooting their nukes and hitting them.
Yeah, and there's that. Like, they don't even have to send enough to destroy the entire planet.
They could just send one.
They could send one as a warning. Like, look at what the 2 bombs did to Japan. Mm-hmm. Completely destroyed, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Completely obliterated them. And the after effects are still there to this day. There's still evidence of it to this day.
Can you walk around in Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it's still cut off. But yeah, it is. It's a restricted zone, kind of like Chernobyl. But I lost my point. Oh, okay. But like, all they would need to do is send one to get the message across, and even that is terrifying.
They'll send a message. The message would be, "We are fucking dumbasses. The world isn't gonna end."
Like, if they sent it, if they were only going to send one, there's only a few places that I could think of that they would want to target. It's either got to be something of significant political importance, or some place that has a lot of population, or maybe like a government base, right? So already I'm thinking like New York, LA, Miami, like places where there are tons of people that they could get. I think Washington DC, the Pentagon, all these fucking different places. They could attack like one of the biggest air forces in the entire world. Like I don't know. There is always a chance that we could catch the nuke midair and then fire some
and then send it back.
Like, yeah, we'll catch it.
No,
and throw it back.
So if nuclear war does happen, or if they even send like a warning missile, I feel like that's when aliens are gonna reveal themselves.
You think
that'll be badass? Don't you think?
I could kind
like
of
a missile's
see it
heading
happening.
our way, and then it just stops because there's an alien ship hovering over it, holding it in place.
It's definitely a comic book fantasy, but
dude,
I could kind of see it happening.
Dude, wouldn't that be fucking badass? And then the aliens come, be like, "Come on, you guys."
Well, no, in my head, like if
you guys fucked up, we have to step in.
If that happened, I could see aliens like stepping in to prevent like the end of the world, and then them like going, "This isn't worth it." Like they're intervening to prevent us from killing ourselves, which I could theoretically see happen. But what if one of these assholes and one of these countries believes that kind of shit, and then they push the button
To see if it's true.
to see if it's true.
Oh.
We're dead. It's over because some asshole was like, I want to see the aliens. The aliens will come and save us. Like, oh god. Though ever since Robert J. Oppenheimer made or is it J. Robert Oppenheimer?
It's Robert J. Oppenheimer.
Okay. Ever since he
invented the atom.
nuclear bomb, life has never been the same.
No, because every country has that in their back pocket.
Not every country. Like South Korea's only got North. Is it North?
Yeah.
North Korea's only got like 42.
But they still have one. 42 is enough.
Yeah, compared to like the United States and
having
Russia
thousands.
Stuff,
I know.
tens of thousands.
Yes, I know. But every country still has at least one. And one is enough to fuck anybody up.
It's so fucking scary.
No, what's scary is Chernobyl happening around us.
Imagine like they shot Vegas and now
that hurt.
Sorry. Well, I told you you're mad spreading all over the fucking place.
This is not mad spreading. I'm just extending my legs out.
Well, I'm man spreading and I can't man spread properly if your legs are extended.
Fine, I'll sit up.
No, it's fine. You can lay back. You had a tough day at work.
No, I didn't. It was just a long day. You were saying?
I don't know what I was saying.
Holy fuck, what were you saying?
Okay.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, I could see it being like, imagine one day you can't go to Vegas, right? Because now it's Chernobyl. We can't go there for 50 years. It was once a hot spot where millions of people lived and partied every day. The world of sin, right? Completely obliterated in 1 second. And now you can never go there again for like 100, 200 years while it airs out. Because now the nuclear warheads we have are 300 times as strong as the ones that we dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Like, those are the ones that they're playing with now, the ones that they're getting ready to throw now, have the capability to ruin everybody's life.
So I kind of like the way I transitioned to this next topic. But have you heard about the stuff that's happening in Ohio?
I heard about an explosion.
So it's basically modern day Chernobyl, because the lakes they have there, hundreds of dead fishes are showing up. The water's poisoned. People are evacuating their home. What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Oh,
I was literally looking at you.
No.
I turned my head like this for a second to blow over here.
Oh, you're blowing? I thought you were going like...
I'm not trying to breathe into the microphone.
Thousands of people are being evacuated from their homes. Like, it feels like modern day. Have you seen the picture?
No, of the explosion that happened this morning?
No, of it, in Ohio, not this morning. The thing in Ohio has been going on since like 2 days ago.
No. I guess all those Ohio memes kind of manifested something there, because now it's turning into like a Stranger Things town. Everybody's evacuating.
Basically, once you see the picture, it looks like a Stranger Things type of town.
Does it?
Yeah.
But what's happening specifically? Do you have the facts? Whoa, what the hell is this?
That's Ohio.
Is that like a nuke? What is that?
So there is a let me look it up just so I could have the facts straight. But
because I heard this morning, I believe it was this morning, that there was an explosion due to a derailment of a train, and that the train was carrying scientific components or something. It was carrying chemicals that are used to make PVC pipes and PVC plastic, and it's like a toxic. Wait, you think that had something? No, that had nothing to do with the hazmat thing.
Here?
Yeah, because I was gonna say if it traveled through the air and then it came.
This one it was a semi that crashed and rolled over and caught fire. It wasn't a gas leak. It was.
Wait,
chemicals.
how'd you find out about it?
Twitter.
You just checked what, TMZ Tucson?
Yeah. What's up, Tucson?
Okay, so what's going on in Ohio? What's the facts here?
So what you just said about the derailment, that's what's going on. The headline reads, Governor Mike
Shinoda.
Mike DeWine. That's a stupid name. Governor Mike DeWine says Congress needs to take a look into East Palestine derailment of train carrying chemicals.
So yeah, it was a train carrying chemicals that derailed, and now there's chemicals all over the place killing things.
Killing things, killing people. I don't think people have died, but animals
Good.
have died.
Thank God nobody's died. But those fish, man. And then you can't even eat them at that point. Those are just dead fish that nobody can touch. What does that do to the ecosystem when a bunch of fish die that nobody can eat?
Well, it
fucks everything up, right?
Fucks everything up. But I feel like I've said before, we're in the end times. The world's going to end.
I don't think it's going to end. I think something's definitely on the horizon, though. You know, all the Ohio shit going on recently, the fucking Chinese spy balloon, the fact that there's a constant threat of war between, you know, Russia, North Korea, and China, and just all of the internal fighting within all the countries, you know, all the anti-feminist bullshit, all the fucking, the advocates and all the rights and the protests and all this shit. Like, I think there's just so much going on right now. Granted, I feel like a lot of this has probably been going on for decades. Like, I bet there was times during the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, going back hundreds of years where a lot of shit was happening at once. We just weren't aware of it because
we weren't as connected as we are right now.
We didn't have the internet. You know, there was probably a bombing in like Africa that happened, but nobody knew about it because they didn't have the internet. So I don't know. Part of me wants to believe that we're on the cusp of something. Yeah, I know we've been going for a minute.
No. I was looking at something else.
Part of me wants to believe that we're on the cusp of something that's great and life changing, and it's going to change the game, as they say, as the young ones say. But also, like, is it really any different from what we've been experiencing for so long now? I'm sure
it'll probably make things worse before it makes things better.
Every generation has believed that they're the dying generation. Every generation that has come before us is like, we're the end. Especially back in like the 50s and 60s when there was the threat of total atomic annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bet there was a lot of people thinking that this was the end when COVID happened. And there was a lot of people thinking that the stock market's going to crash and it's going to be a new depression.
That reminds me.
What?
I forgot to mention. Let me pull up the screenshot. So, speaking of diseases and all that,
there's a new one, isn't there?
A possible new one.
What?
So you've heard of The Last of Us, right?
Yeah, I love that game.
You know the whole premise, right? The whole.
Yeah, I played the game. I haven't played the second one, but I played the first one 3 times.
So you know that fungus is what, right? Fungus is what is a disease in the.
It was a type of fungus.
It was a type of fungus, right?
I'm trying to remember, but I played these games like fucking 10 years ago.
You haven't watched the show?
No.
So I'm just going to base off the show. So in the show, they said that the way the world ends and the way zombies become a thing is because of this specific type of fungi.
Is there a new fungi that attaches to our brains or something?
So.
Oh my God, it is, isn't it?
And according to mycologist, right? That's how you pronounce it.
Mike, let me see it.
MYCL. Oh,
just read.
You can't scroll. It's a screenshot.
I'm not gonna scroll.
You want to read it?
I'm trying to find where you started.
At the top, according to.
Oh. According to a mycologist, an expert on fungus, the real-life fungus that inspired The Last of Us is only 3 steps away from becoming a real threat. To infect man, cordyceps? I'm going to say cordyceps. Cordyceps need to adjust to warmer temperatures requires a change in the structure of our bodies and a tweak to how our immune systems work. So it's just 3 steps away from taking over the world.
Yes.
But what would it do to us once infected?
Well, if you watch The Last of Us or whatever happened in The Last of Us is going to happen in real life.
The fungus that inspired The Last of Us, but who's to say the effects would be the same? It'd probably just be like the Black Death and a lot of people died.
Let's hope that's what it is.
We should bring back ancient Nordic burial practices because the Norsemen believed that zombies were a thing. They have their own belief system. I forgot what they're called specifically. Dregs or something. Anyways, they believe that zombies came back to life, and so that's why they would burn all bodies. That way the zombies wouldn't come back to life, and they did whatever they could not to piss off dead people, because they thought dead people would come back to life and try to kill them. So I think we should start implementing practices like that, like putting concrete over graves.
They already do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Like, to protect from grave robbing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then we're chilling. We're chilling. We just got to watch out for the people around us. You know, all of this is making me consider maybe we should invest in some fallout shelters.
Yeah. Because even if, like, let's say there's a dead person who had that fungus, who was infected with that fungus and died because of that fungus, the fungus will keep growing outside of that casket and grow into the ground and outside the ground.
Ah, that's true. If it's fungus, it's organic, so it'll strive to life. All living things are going to try to survive. So if it's a fungus or a parasite or something like that, it's going to keep evolving and morphing. That's why we have to keep getting COVID shots and shit.
Do you want me to add more fire or more?
Yeah, fuck it. It's the end of the world. It's the end times. Everything we've covered today.
Africa is splitting up.
What do you mean it's splitting up?
So there's this video.
Did the continent just decide it wants to be a 2 now?
It's literally splitting apart in half.
So the tectonic plates, it's like, it's moving. It's shifting.
It's like there in the video I saw, it was just straight down the middle, and it looked like you know how in the movies someone's driving off the edge just to get to the other edge, but it's too far from them.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably already been happening. But
it's been happening.
So like millions of years from now, Africa's going to be 2. If you guys are listening to this millions of years in the future, 1, shout out to you. How did you find us? 2, did we call it? Is Africa 2 now? We don't know. Give us a shout. Give us a ring. Oh wait. I was going to talk about this. I don't have all the facts, but I want to mention it. So apparently there was a guy who time traveled from the year 2030, came back to the year 2008, jumped on a random forum blog thing. Forum. He jumped on a random chat forum thing. What are they called? Chat room.
Just a chat room.
Chat room. He jumped into a random chat room that was more forum based. And he told everybody that he was from the year 2030. And he made a bunch of predictions, right? This happened in the United States. There was also a Japanese time traveler who claimed the same thing, except he time traveled through his dreams. But I'll get into that. This guy, again, I don't have all the facts. I watched a video on it. I didn't write down any notes. But apparently this guy came back from the year 2030 and he jumped on a chat room and he was talking with some people. And eventually it got to a point where he revealed that he's not from this timeline. And they're like, well, what timeline are you from? And he's like, he started explaining it almost like Steins Gate the anime. But basically he shifted into a new world, right? And there was some things different with his world from this world. There was things different in this world from his world, but everything was mainly the same. And he started predicting things in the future, right? This was 2008. But one of the things he said that immediately stood out to me was how he was talking about he misses the discourse. He said that it was cool. And
the Discord or discourse?
Discourse.
Oh.
He said that it was cool and unique that everybody could get on here and give their own opinions. Like there was a freedom of speech. He's like, we can't do that back where I'm from because every time you try to voice your opinion, somebody shuts you down or gets mad. From the year I'm from, nobody expresses themselves. And then they're like, well, what do you mean? Tell us more about where you're from, right? And then people started messing with him. They're like, are hoverboards a thing where you're from? Like, is Back to the Future real? Did they call it? And he's like, hoverboards are a thing, but they're more of a glorified Segway than anything else, right? Again, this is 2008 that he's claiming all this. He's like, they're more of a glorified Segway. You get on them and you kind of roll around, but there is no like hoverboards, the ones that they're picturing, right? And then they're also, what happens in the future? Like what's going to happen? And he said, what did he say specifically? He called the pandemic. He predicted the pandemic was going to happen.
I mean, Bill Gates predicted the pandemic. That's not normal. That's not anything insane.
He said that, I'm going to have to double check it real quick. But he said that.
Do you want to pause?
Should we pause?
Yeah.
That way I can get my facts straight?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to be right back. I'm going to fact check this. And we're back. I know we're doing a lot of breaks today, but I wanted to double check some facts. So, real quick, I'm not going to go too much into it because I don't have enough information to really cover this story clearly.
Is the video that long?
It's like 30 minutes long, and he goes over a lot of it. So I'll go ahead and link the time traveling video for anybody that wants to watch it. I promise I'll
Send
link
it to me. I'm probably gonna watch it.
Oh, okay, I'll
when
send
you
it right
leave.
now. I'll link the time traveling story in the description in the description of today's episode if anybody wants to check it out. But to briefly summarize it, the time traveler predicted COVID right after Stephen Hawking's death. So somebody was asking him about, the capabilities of his time machine.
Wait, what do you mean after Stephen Hawking's death?
So let me explain. Okay. This is what made it weird for me, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, I bet he could go back to meet Albert Einstein or even Jesus if he wanted to. What a legend. And then the time traveler responded and he went, the current capabilities don't allow it. I would not want to live out a life in a timeline unfamiliar to myself anyways. And then he goes, the IVMRA was briefly working with the different... Whoop, I almost played it. They were working with a different company using some of Stephen Hawking's research on like space, black holes, and time travel and that kind of stuff, right? But they had to stop and regroup and start working with someone else after his sudden passing in 2018. And then they had to regroup again shortly after due to a pandemic that set them back.
So when did
years.
Stephen Hawking die?
He said that Stephen Hawking died in 2018.
But and for right now, for us, when did he die in 2018?
Yeah, I believe so.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so the guy said that Stephen Hawking died in 2018. Stephen Hawking, to my knowledge, did die in 2018. And then the pandemic.
Yeah, holy shit. And then the pandemic happened technically a year later.
Yeah, about a year and a half later. And then he said that the group that was going to be working on time travel and that was going to be developing it didn't They founded in 2023, started doing light research on some concepts and some theories, but they didn't start heavily researching time travel until like
2023,
till like 2027. Damn. So the group that's supposed to start finding all this shit out is forming right now, currently in our year, and 4 or 5 years from now, according to this guy from his timeline, they'll have cracked the mysteries behind time travel. And somebody asked them, they were like, you guys must be super smart to have like figured out time travel. And he goes, we're not smart. We've had the same brains for millions of years. The pieces were there all along. It just took somebody to find them. And so he made a bunch of predictions in all the original posts, and this guy details it in his video. But the ones that stuck out to me was Stephen Hawking's death, the pandemic, the formation of the group itself, and the fact that he said that the United States was going to have an agricultural crisis, which would then put more emphasis on us using digital currencies and digital assets. And because of that, we would lose our place as a world power because we relied so heavily on digital finances. But we're going to, according to him, we're going to shift away from using physical cash and stuff because of a phosphorus crisis. We're going to run out of phosphorus, which somehow correlates to making money, which I probably sound ignorant as fuck. Maybe it's a key component, but I don't know. And because of that, we're going to shift to a more digital currency. And we're going to have an emphasis for digital currency.
So like Bitcoin and Dogecoin.
Digital assets. And what really struck out to me when he said that was NFTs. The fact that we're putting so much emphasis on digital assets and currency. We're buying digital items that are supposed to be unique, right? Like I can't say too much about it because I work for the company, but I know a very famous company that is well known that is going to be releasing NFTs very shortly. And you can use these NFTs in video games, right? You're buying digital assets that you can never physically own, touch, or feel, but you'll be able to put them on any avatar in any video game that cooperates with the company, and you'll be able to see your digital asset on the company's website. It's going to have a dedicated website where you can see all of your digital assets. So you take that and the fact that Bitcoin and Dogecoin and all that other stuff has been going on for
years
already, and people live off of that and people make money off of that. And think of the fact that now we have like completely digital money, right? Like nobody carries around cash. Whenever I get paid, it goes directly to my card. And most times I could probably pay wherever I go using Venmo or using the tap feature on our iPhones and stuff like that. Like, it's just weird.
Have you seen, I'm not sure if this correlates with what you're saying right now.
No, go ahead.
But it's, so, Amazon is going to start doing this thing in their stores. It's more of a side tangent because I want to go back to what you're talking about. That when you go to an Amazon store, you could pay with the palm of your hand.
I've seen that. And I saw people who were kind of experimenting with this kind of stuff, you know, years ago, where they were getting like chips implanted into their hands so that they could pay with their hand, right? Like they would get the chip that we put in our phones to pay digitally, implanted into their finger or their hand so that they would never need to carry money on them. They would always have it inside their bean.
Would you do that or no?
No.
Fuck no.
No, for multiple reasons. One being I'm not going to alter my body so that I could pay for my chips quicker when I go to fucking 7-Eleven. I'm not going to get a permanent procedure done on me just so I can do that like 3 seconds faster. You know, I'm not that busy. But two, because the Bible predicted that. Like I've already stated multiple times that I used to believe, I don't believe anymore. But I still take a lot of those principles that I learned and incorporate them into my everyday being. And now I don't believe in the Christian God. I do believe in like a higher power, like the cosmic force. Almost. I don't know how to define myself. I used to think I was an existential nihilist. I used to think I was a Christian. I'm all over the fucking place. But I do believe in a cosmic force that governs everything, right? There's a cosmic force that surrounds us at all times that governs the universe. And I kind of incorporate a little bit of Christianity into my everyday life because there was a lot of things that happened to me while I was a Christian that I just couldn't explain. And one of the things I took away was a warning about the end times, because the Christians believe that right before the Antichrist or after the Antichrist shows himself, he's going to make everybody have the mark of the beast. He's going to make all of his followers have the mark of the beast, which is either going to be put on the forehead or the hand. Now, if you think about the way that Amazon's going about this, right? And now, wait, let me explain the mark a little bit. If you have the mark of the beast, you automatically get sent to hell when you die. It doesn't matter if you were a Christian. If you get the mark of the beast, you've just signed over your loyalty to Satan and you're dead. You're gone. You're dead. You're out of here, right? If you don't get the mark of the beast, it's prophesied that you're going to be killed in a disastrous way. It's going to be horrifying, a horrendous, horrible death. And if you don't get the mark of the beast, you can't sell goods, you can't buy goods, you can't trade goods, you can't travel, you can't work, you can't do anything. The mark of the beast is what allows you to have the freedom to live a normal life. But once you get the mark of the beast, you've condemned your soul to damnation, right? So then you take into the account that Amazon is going to make you use your hands and probably have some sort of mark to start purchasing goods at their stores. And that's just the first step. Then you also look at the body modifications that people are doing where they're getting implants in their hands. Like, and then look at even the Neuralink stuff that Elon Musk is doing. I was going to
bring that up. But before, like, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, man, we're getting deep into it today. Holy shit.
I shouldn't have brought this part up because I want to talk about the time traveler.
Go ahead. We could swing back around. We'll just do 180s.
Yeah. Let's finish the time traveler topic and then we'll jump back to the...
Oh, because I was going to mention the Japanese guy too. I don't know enough about that to really comment on it, but there was another guy in Japan who shortly after the anime Steins Gate release jumped on forums and said he was from the future and predicted, I believe, an earthquake happening and the stock dropping in Japan. But go ahead.
Imagine if all this shit was real. Like, imagine this guy was... What happened to the guy after?
So the guy the United States guy, the original time traveler guy I was discussing, he lived in our world all the way up until 2010 and then disappeared off the face of the internet, right? He continued to ask some questions online and answer some questions online and ask questions in different forms. But for all intents and purposes, it was just a normal guy who was living in our timeline, right? He went to like the YouTube Rewind video, 2010's YouTube Rewind video.
I don't think they had one.
It was 2010 or 2011. He went to one of the first YouTube rewinds ever and commented, "Great video." And that was the last trace anyone ever saw of him, right? He was just a normal dude who was enjoying that time of life. You know, the wild west of the internet, the founding of YouTube, like all that stuff. He was just enjoying being alive at that time. But he disappeared and nobody has seen him since his last post when he commented on the YouTube thing. People have come back and tried to pretend to be him and pretend like they're from the future, but nobody has ever like answered questions the way he did, because he went into the science of it. He explained like how people get blood tests to see what timeline they're from, because apparently when you travel through time, or excuse me, every person living after the bombs have dropped are able to be identified from when they were born due to the amount of carbon inside of their blood. The carbon inside of our blood is different from the amount of carbon people had in their blood 100 years ago, according to him. And so they can test when and where you're from by getting a carbon 14 test or some shit, which is weird. But imagine if that is true and some guy came to our timeline and told us, yeah, you know, all this is going to happen. And it's starting to happen.
If he said all this is going to happen and he never said there's going to be a world war by 2030, we're fine. We're fine.
Well, yeah. Just because he called hoverboards and the pandemic and Stephen Hawking's death.
I'm not surprised about hoverboards.
But like that, I think that was weird because hoverboards was such a phenomenon in 2016 when everybody was getting one.
No, I know. But I feel like when you brought up the hoverboards, I'm like, oh, this dickhead who he probably had some insight news that no one knew about that he's exposing.
I'm gonna link it, and for any of you interested, I highly recommend you watch it because the guy who did the video made a really well constructed video and put a lot of effort into it, and it has more of the facts. I'm just going over the highlights here, but I'm sure there's even more stuff that guy didn't cover, which you know the original guy predicted. He even stated later on in the video that he's only covering some stuff and that there was other predictions he left out. So I'm sure he might have said something that would shock us that guy didn't think was worth the video. I'd have to go back and actually find the files, and I'm not gonna do
that. This whole thing that you just told me just fucking blows my mind.
Just the simple fact that he was like, Stephen Hawking's gonna die in 2018. Then you looked it up, and Stephen Hawking died in 2018, and then the pandemic started afterwards is nuts. But the one that got me was the hoverboards. That's the one
What the fuck, Devin?
Yeah, because that's when I heard it. I was like, whoa.
You were high. You have to be high.
I don't know, maybe. But I was like, he called hoverboards, bro. I was like, that's wild. And then I was like, whoa, he knew Stephen Hawking was gonna die, dude. Holy shit.
The Stephen Hawking one was what got to me.
The pandemic one kind of freaked me out too, because he called the pandemic, and then I keep looking towards what he was saying about the 20s and what's going to be happening in the 20s. So by the year 2030, we'll have invented time traveling, and apparently, he never stated who did what first.
So that proves mine and Jose's theory that time travel right now exists.
I said it could exist at any point in time. But they would need to come back and demonstrate it. And what did the guy do?
Came back and demonstrated.
Exactly.
No, but you said during Jose's episode, you said that time travel is not possible right now. And we're saying it is possible right now.
I don't know. I guess that guy is kind of proving me wrong, because he said it's always been possible.
It's always been possible.
We just had to find out how to do it. Mm-hmm. Which... it's kind of stupid explanation, because that's true with everything. We've always been able to make everything.
But I feel like I think we said it with Jose. I feel like it's probably so simple. Maybe it's so simple, but we're just overthinking it.
It's nothing about it. Or
maybe it is difficult, but we just need one smart motherfucker to be like, oh, it's that. That's how you do it.
I think it's a conglomeration of smart motherfuckers all working together and going, you know what? I think if we start putting this here and doing this like that, like eventually we're going to crack it. I don't know, but I think it's wild that this guy time traveled and then started predicting shit that was going to happen. It's like when I heard about, I don't know. Did you ever hear about this? The guy who claims to be from another dimension where the Beatles released another album and they never broke up. I heard about that a while ago. That sounds like
the oh no, that's not Yesterday. The movie Yesterday. No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
yesterday.
I've never heard of it.
I think I heard it like on Facebook, like way back in the day. But apparently there was some guy who said that he traveled from another dimension, and then in his dimension, the Beatles never broke up, and they actually released one more album, and then they all retired together, and there was no like tragic deaths or anything associated with them. And I was like, oh, that's weird.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I thought we were gonna go.
No, like I don't have any other information on that, but that's what it kind of reminds me of.
What were we talking about before we swayed back to trying to time travel? The Mark of the Beast, right?
The Mark of the Beast.
What were we saying about that?
That Amazon is working with. Jeff Bezos is the Antichrist. That's what we were saying. Jeff Bezos is going to make us get the Mark of the Beast so that we can buy and sell on Amazon. Because Amazon right now is the world's biggest store. If you think about it, it's a digital store. And eventually it's going to get to a point where you need some sort of qualification to buy, sell, or do anything on their store. But, like, I wanted to touch upon this really briefly. You know Disneyland, right?
No, I never heard of it.
Okay, so Disneyland is the most magical place on earth. Did you know how Disneyland was created?
No, but right before, no, actually, no, it doesn't. It's not good. I was gonna prank you, but I'm not.
What were you gonna prank me?
I was gonna be like, yeah, they're Mickey Mouse is not gonna be the mascot anymore.
Well, I still almost bought it. I'm like, what do you mean he's not gonna be the mascot?
So I'll explain after.
Okay, so did you know that the CIA actually helped? No, not this. Was it this FBI? The FBI actually helped Walt Disney open up Disneyland.
Oh.
So, this is a little known fact, but Walt Disney worked for the FBI from, I believe, the late 1940s all the way up until the day he died. Because after World War II, we were entering the Cold War, and communism and the threat of communism was at an all-time high. And people, especially in the United States, were really, really suspicious of anybody being,
a spy,
a pro-communist advocate, right? And so Walt Disney, this new up-and-coming guy who seemed really genuine and really hated people of color, seemed like the perfect person to enlist in the FBI because he's up-and-coming and he's rubbing shoulders with some of the most popular people at the time, right? He's meeting famous pop stars and singers like Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, or whatever, right? I don't know if they actually met, but you get my gist. He's meeting celebrities at the time. He's rubbing shoulders with the highest classes of society. And so the FBI contacts them and they're like, we need you to spy on your associates, your coworkers, and your underlings because we don't want anybody to be promoting communism. Because look, think about it, like how much power do celebrities have over us nowadays? A lot.
Nowadays, yeah.
Especially nowadays. So if one of them were to be like, communism is great, everybody would flock towards it. Everyone would be like, well, let me give this communism thing a try. Like, Kim Kardashian said communism's pretty cool, so like, let me give it a try. And so they were afraid that one of these big celebrities were going to turn around and be like, let's try out this communism thing just for the one time. And so they're like, Walt, can you spy on them and let us know? Walt's like, yeah, I'm down. Apparently, according to some inside source, he was gassed. He couldn't wait to be a spy. And in exchange for doing that, the FBI would grant him several privileges. One, being able to film in Washington whenever he wanted without a license. Two, they were going to help him buy up land in California to help him open up Disneyland. And then three, what was the third thing? I completely forgot. But on top of that, he also created movies for the FBI trying to make the United States and the United States government look good. Like he also created some movies to make communism look bad. Like I'm sure you guys
I'm pretty sure. Well, that's just propaganda.
Yeah, he was creating propaganda for them, right? But
you good?
Yeah, I thought I had a sneeze.
Oh.
And I'm trying to find the part here. Okay, yeah. So Walt Disney would snitch on any of his coworkers, underlings, or celebrity friends that he thought might be a communism. Again, he made a movie for the FBI called Moon Pilot, which made them look really good.
Moonman?
Moon Pilot.
Moonman?
Moonman. And then they helped him buy land for Disneyland. They helped him acquire the land that he built Disneyland on.
Honestly, that's not a theory. That's
well,
just
it's not
facts.
a theory. Did I say it was a theory?
No. I'm just asking. Like
that's facts. That's actually happened. And the only reason we found out about it was the Freedom of Information Act in the 90s. And they found out that Walt Disney was working with the FBI, which is kind of badass when you think about it.
And what? They froze his fucking body, and now his body's underneath.
I don't know. That whole theory's fucking nuts. But like, he was working for them until the day he died.
That's pretty badass. Low key, I want to be a spy.
I would love to be a spy, work on some X-Files shit. But did I ever tell you that I actually auditioned for Disney and Nickelodeon? Wait, real quick, spell Nickelodeon. Can you spell Nickelodeon off the top of your head?
Can I like write it down? Like,
you can visualize it, but don't like.
Okay. Nicko.
You fucked up already.
Really?
Yeah.
How is it?
Nickl. Shit. Nickelodeon. I was trying to spell that for like 5 minutes and I kept fucking up. I was like Nickelodeon, and I kept fucking it up. But I don't think I ever told you that I auditioned for Nickelodeon.
What show?
I don't know the show. They were doing some casting calls and they came to our town, and I auditioned for Nickelodeon and Disney. And I remember they were roughly around the same time because I was like, oh, I'm getting calls back to back or whatever, right? And me and my mom were talking about it. I was only like 8 at the time. And I walked in and I auditioned for both of them, and I really practiced the whole car ride over there because I read the script like as I was driving over. My mom wasn't a manager. We were just doing our best. We were trying to make me a child star. And I got rejected by both of them, obviously, because I'm here. But like, fuck Nickelodeon and fuck Disney. Because they rejected me.
If you had to choose one in their prime, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and Disney, which one would you choose?
To like star in?
No, just to watch. Like just to watch forever.
Oh, to watch forever?
Or just to watch in general.
Oh yeah. So does Disney have Disney XD and does like
no? So
it's just the main channels.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network, I think.
Hell yeah, boy.
Yeah. It had the. Oh god. It had the best overall selection of shows, I think. But then, like, Disney had, like, Disney XD, which had, like, Zeke and Luther and Kick Buttowski and a bunch of other classics.
You know what, Devin? I call bullshit on that.
What?
On you auditioning.
I know, I really did.
Because out of the 8 years I have known you and been friends with you, you've never told me that. That's something you have to at least tell someone within the 8 years.
Well, okay, the reason I never mentioned it was because...
It's because you were so ashamed?
One, I was ashamed because I didn't get the parts for either of those 2 big companies, right? I literally fumbled the bag. My mom told me it was because my teeth were crooked because I looked like fucking Predator when I was a kid. My teeth were all... But 2, because when I first initially met you, the only thing you ever talked about was wanting to be an actor and how you were going to be an actor. And so I didn't want to intimidate you by going, oh, I tried to be an actor and I didn't get anything. Because I auditioned for some local movie studios here. I auditioned for an old Tucson casting call when they were shooting a show over there. And then I auditioned for Nickelodeon and Disney. And I didn't get anything. You know, I didn't ever get on TV except once when I was on the news on accident. Me and my Theo were in the background. But that's why I never told you. And I was like, oh, I forgot about that. So I thought I'd bring it up.
You know, never mind.
What, did you ever audition when you were still trying to be an actor?
No.
Because I remember there was like school plays or something. I told you to like audition and you're like, no.
I'm low-key kind of glad I didn't audition for anything.
I think you could still be an actor.
It's nothing I regret.
I think you could still be one if you tried, if you put your mind to it.
I wouldn't mind being an actor.
I think you could do it. I mean, why don't you do what Quentin Tarantino does and throw a cameo in every film?
That's what I want to do.
He's, I think, aside from Inglourious Bastards, he's been in every single film. No, he wasn't Inglourious Bastards. He was the scalp that they were scalping.
Oh my god, that's funny.
He was the guy they were scalping.
I never knew that.
Yeah, you know the guy whose head is turned around? That's Quentin Tarantino. What? And then he was also one of the slave owners in Django. And in his scene, he kept saying the N-word, and I think it was to piss people off because they're like, you put too many N-words in your movies. And so then he put himself in his movie saying the N-word. Which, you know, is kind of goated. Like, that's some G shit right there.
No, speaking now since we're on the topic of movies, real quick.
Go ahead.
I mean, you know what the Backrooms are, right?
Yeah. I'm terrified of them.
They're making a movie out of it.
Why?
The person who created the Backrooms is going to be directing it.
Okay, but he doesn't direct. He's not a director.
So he's the one who invented it.
Are you familiar with liminal spaces? That's what the Backrooms is.
No, I don't know exactly what the Backrooms are. I only know that's a horrifying YouTube video.
I don't know about the Backrooms specifically. I know from what I heard, somebody took a picture of it and then they turned it into a creepypasta or whatever about how you glitch out of reality into a space that never ends, right? I played a VR game on it. Terrifying. Fuck that game. I don't know what the fuck it was I saw in that hallway. I'm never picking that shit up again. You're wondering why all the VR stories stopped? Why I don't do VR chat? That's why. Okay, and the worst part is it wasn't even the official game. It was like some Roblox spin-off of the game, but it terrified me so bad I didn't pick it up again. I've not worn the headset in months. But anyways, liminal spaces is what the Backrooms is. It's a space that looks like it should be occupied by people, and it's devoid of people, and it's just ominous, right? So it's this whole new phenomenon. It's a whole new trend that's just recently been blowing up over the last like year or so, and it really interested me because a lot of those pictures are terrifying. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like an empty classroom. You can look it up.
Yes, how you spell it?
Limin.
Whoa! My keyboard barely came up.
Liminal spaces.
Okay, here it is.
So look at those. Those are pictures of like places that should have people in them, right? Like a pool, a school, a mall, and they don't have anybody, and it kind of gives you this ominous feeling of being all alone.
This is kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's the Backrooms. It just looks like it never ends, and it looks like there should be life there. Like if there was chairs and people, it would look normal. There's no chairs, there's no people, there's no nothing. It's just man-made creation.
This one of the mall is kind of creepy too.
Yeah, they're all terrifying. And I don't know what it is, but I'm obsessed with the phenomenon. And I've been kind of doing loose research on it a little bit. At one point I wanted to write a story about the feeling that encapsulates, but like how could you even write something that encapsulates nothing? It's like a feeling that we can all share, but not one that any of us can really define.
That story, something like that cannot be written. It has to be shown.
Yeah. That's not gonna stop me from trying to write it.
No, you can write it, but it's not gonna capture the emotion you're trying to go for.
Yeah, but that's the thing with fiction is like all its different forms have different uses and different purposes. So I'm sure if not me, somebody else out there could capture the feeling of like loneliness and eeriness that comes with the fucking liminal spaces. They're terrifying. Wait, but back to movies real quick. Did you know there was a group of people who snuck into Disneyland every day for a number of weeks and recorded an entire movie without permission and without being caught?
What was the movie about though?
It's called Escape from Tomorrow. And it's
Does that have Bruce Willis?
I don't know.
No,
that's Tomorrowland. That's an official Disney movie.
No, it's George Clooney.
Yeah, that's George Clooney. I love that movie, by the way. That's a great movie. Super sci-fi. I love it. Live it.
Escape from Tomorrow?
Escape from Tomorrow. At least that's what I have in my notes. Anyways, I believe they requested to shoot a movie on the Disney grounds. And they were denied. So they were like, fuck it, let's do this guerrilla style. And so they snuck in for a matter of days or weeks. I don't remember specifically. And they recorded an entire movie with actors about them escaping from Disneyland, all without being caught, and then released the movie. Isn't that fucking nuts?
That's gangster. You can't watch that on anything.
Yeah, I think it's obviously an indie film, so I don't know where you can find it. I would check YouTube. I don't know. I didn't check, but don't check now. Are you gonna check?
Yeah, so I'm curious because I want to watch that.
I think it's only like 40 minutes long, but the simple fact that they did something like that blows my mind. But what blows my mind even more is how much money they probably spent to make this fucking movie. Just to buy all the equipment and pay the actors and the director and everybody.
So it said that the budget was how much? $650,000
for an indie film. That's nuts. A day pass at Disneyland is $300 for one person. So imagine a small crew going in there daily or every other day for weeks.
I found it.
Did you? Is it on YouTube?
It's an hour and a half long.
Hour and a half. Okay. My source was fucked up. It said 42 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. Look at the first video.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm not entirely sure though. This one I was high when I was researching. But I thought it was really cool that they did something like that. And I'm not promoting people shoot illegal movies, but it is kind of cool. So I mean, if you're...
Did Disney sue him?
No, I don't think so. But they should. Well, I mean, what could they really sue them for to begin with?
It happened in 2013, so what's the point?
Yeah. You know, I always wondered about that. If somebody came out and confessed to like a murder that happened like 30 years ago, like, would they charge them?
Yes, they still they
like
because there was a case recently, if not recently, it happened a few years ago, that they arrested a woman who helped serve the Nazis.
Really?
They arrested her. They charged her for manslaughter, all this stuff.
I always wondered about that because
I think she was like 89 or in her
89, and they still charged her.
Yeah.
But okay, so what about the people that like go on to interviews and they'll talk about like how they killed people and like
they get arrested? I'm pretty sure they get arrested.
Or okay, here's the loophole. What about people that were charged with like killing somebody and then they went to court and then they were found not guilty and then afterwards they talked about killing them? Like, can they still be charged again? Like, let's just say
yes, because let's say they told them they're innocent in court. They could always say it was like a lack of evidence. So by them confessing, I killed these people, that's enough evidence to put them behind bars.
I know it sounds like a dumb question, but I look at somebody like Snoop Dogg, who was actually convicted of, I believe, double homicide in the late 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a beloved celebrity icon who cooks and gets high with Martha Stewart.
I am not a fan of Snoop Dogg, but it's whatever.
And like, he if he talked about the murders openly, like, he wouldn't be charged again.
Well, did he serve time?
No, from my knowledge, he didn't serve time.
I'm pretty sure he got arrested.
He was arrested and he was tried in court, but he didn't go to jail.
Then there probably wasn't any enough evidence for him to do that.
But like, if he talked about him now, like, nobody is gonna pull up to his house and be like, "You're under arrest," which is weird.
If he said in an interview, "I killed 2 people," then that's enough evidence. But if he raps it in a song, that he could always say it's my form of art. You cannot. There's an argument now saying that if a rapper gets arrested and in one of the lyrics it said, "I blasted that motherfucker," can they use that against them in court? And a lot of people are saying no because that's their art.
Yeah, well, it depends on like the rapper. If the rapper is portraying themselves as like somebody who's living a street life and is part of that life, you know, is a gangbanger or whatever, and they're out on the streets like hustling dope and doing whatever. God, I sound like a white cop, like trying to be cool, you know. But if they live that life and they're actually part of that life and they're doing the stuff that they rap about, then yeah, I would say so. But if it's somebody like Logic who's doing like a concept thing and rapping from somebody else's perspective, then no.
Because I think it was, what's his name? YM and Melly?
Yeah, I think so.
That's his name, right? YM and...
Well, I know TK? Yeah, it was TK. When he released The Race, they used the lyrics from The Race to charge him for a murder that he was actually on the run from at the time. And he bragged about it in a song, and they used that to charge him. I wasn't aware that they were using it for other rappers. But I would say, yeah, like if it's somebody with that connotation behind them already, then definitely investigate it. But if it's somebody like, because like, again, I'm pointing to Logic because he has several different songs where he's like trying to rap from somebody else's perspective. Like Legacy, where he's trying to rap from his wife's perspective, and she's like, "Come," he's all, "Come fuck this pussy, motherfucker," and I'm just like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Like, I don't think they could use that in a court of law. Like, I don't know. To be fair, I think it's all fair.
It's all fair. But that's the argument now.
Okay, I think should we start wrapping it up now?
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up. Is there one more topic?
Dude, I have 6 more topics. I literally counted them out. But if I open up even one
more,
of them,
just one more.
Okay, let me go through real quick. Are you sure?
Fuck, it's 8:40.
Okay, just real quick then. No, let's not do a topic. Let's do album of the day.
Oh shit, that's true.
Let's close the show with album of the day.
Let me look at my music. Do you have one?
I thought I did.
You know what? I'll just say J. Cole, For Your Eyes Only, because I recently got that vinyl and it's sitting right there.
Okay, shit. What am I gonna do? Give me a second.
Say a Logic one, since you brought up Logic twice.
Fuck that. Hey, we always recommend Logic. Let's recommend something new here. Currents by Tame Impala. It's a great breakup album. If you're going through it, that's a great breakup album.
Okay. Well, that's ironic because it's Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day, but if you guys are going through it, you had a shitty Valentine's Day and you're just hearing this a week later, great album. What's the less I know, the better? I love that fucking song.
Oh, there's this one song.
I think it blew up on TikTok. Somebody told me it blew up on TikTok.
The song blew up because of David Dobrik. But there's another Tame Impala.
Who is David Dobrik?
He's a YouTuber, a vlogger, and he was very popular like 3 years ago.
Oh,
but you should check out his videos. And
no,
they're all 4 minutes and 20 seconds long.
No, I get it's a weed joke, but no, I'd rather watch Nina. Do you know who Nina is?
So if you ask me who the fuck David Dobrik is, go do your own research.
No. I've been hearing his name for like 7 years now, and I'm not going to do any research. I haven't done it then. I'm not going to do it now.
So don't ask about it.
Okay, fuck. Go watch Nina. He's a weed YouTuber from Arizona. Funny as hell. He said Tucson's the worst city in all of Arizona.
Bullshit.
He said that when he lived here, he was almost shot in the head twice.
We're up.
Is he wrong?
We're up there, but we're not the worst.
No, he said we're the second worst, and then Sunrise is the first.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think Sunrise is the worst.
No, is there a place? Are you sure it's not called Surprise?
No, I think he said it might be Surprise, but there's also Sunrise. There's a city called Sunrise.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I have a friend who lives there, so I might be confusing it. He said one of those two is bad, but if I had to choose, I would say Sierra Vista. Fuck that place. It fucking sucks.
Why?
I don't like it. I don't like. I have one of my friends is from there. Shout out Andre. It's such a city. It's a shitty city. It's so small. The population's like maybe 2,000, and there's nothing to do. It's extremely boring, and it's really cold. And go ahead.
Tombstone for me is.
Don't you dare shit on Tombstone.
I don't like Tombstone.
Why?
I don't know.
The historical significance.
I don't care. I don't fucking care.
Okay.
The smallest town I've ever been in is called Elfrida. And it has a Dollar General, it has a Family Dollar, and it has a few trailers surrounding that place, and that's the town. It has a post office.
Have you ever been to Ajo, the city?
No, I haven't been out. I haven't really left Tucson ever since.
It's out deep in the reservation. That city is really, really, really. Most of it is just dirt, which is really weird. My dad used to go out there a lot.
I always wanted to go to Nothing, Arizona.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do it.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, it doesn't? We can go to the remains.
As of like a few years ago.
Okay. Let's end the show now because I got to fart.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for listening to today's episode. Again, I'm going to link the time traveling video. Remember, editing Devin, when you're listening to this, link the time traveling video. Okay, please don't forget. You're going to make me look like a goddamn fool because I forgot the TikTok. Link the time traveling video. Both of them. Now, stop pointing. I'm pointing. Anyways, thank you all for listening to today's episode. I hope you beautiful people have a lovely rest of your day. I hope you all had a great Valentine's. Do you want to add anything?
We made it to the big 2-5.
The big 2-5. I want to take a quick second to thank all you guys for being here. If you've been supporting us since day one, we really appreciate you. If you've just joined us along the journey or you've joined us at some point, we welcome you too. We love having you guys here and we love doing this. Even though we're not making any money, this is the highlight of our week. And
Yes.
It's great. Like
that sounded fake, but
it did sound fake.
It to me it sounded fake.
It sounded like you just nut. Oh yeah.
I look forward to recording these episodes because it's my escape from reality.
It's great. More than anything, it's become a source of fun entertainment for us. So even if we're not getting a large following, we just like doing it. We love coming on here and being able to have an excuse to talk about all this shit.
Yes.
Because it's hard to bring up to your friend. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, my day kind of sucks. Yeah, whatever. But did you hear about that weather balloon? Like, yeah, okay, your mom's going through something, but China's about to attack us. Like, I don't know.
Dude, did you hear about all...
it's a way for us to get it out. So, like, it's cool. I mean, it ruins our day-to-day conversations.
Yes,
but...
because we have to save a lot of stuff.
Like, hey, Eddie, did you hear about... Whoa. Save it for the show. That's a good one. That's a good topic. And then we get here and ruin it. I'm like, I forgot what I was saying. But basically, anyways, we love doing it. We want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for sticking with us this long. And moving forward, we're going to do nothing but try to improve on the show and bring you guys new constant entertainment. So stick with us. This is going to be a big year. Remember, 2023, the year of dreams. Say it.
I don't want to.
Come on, you've never said it.
I don't care.
This concludes the Moon Men podcast. The end.